I think that's really where the key to the game is.
And the key here, if you look at the records, you say, oh yeah, well, the Bethlehem Catholics lost 2 games. They're 11-2. The Bucks, of course, are 13-0. Those 2 losses, they play at not only an inter-division schedule, but really a big schedule all over the country. They lost to St. Ignatius of Ohio, which is one of the top teams in the country, and they only lost 23-18, and they lost to powerhouse Glen Mills early in the season, 46-39. But those of you who know high school football know that Moeller High School in Cincinnati is one of the all-time great high school football programs. They beat Moeller High School. I mean, this is a team that over the last several weeks has averaged almost 40 points a game. Of course, the Bucks are not exactly chopped liver either. They didn't get to 13-0 just by being lucky, if you will.
43-0.
That's for 40. Well, yeah, that's another. We're looking at the bigger picture there. But the big thing that we have to be concerned about is, by the way, this pregame show is brought to you by the Intelligencer Record. I do want to mention that right now. The big thing is the size of Becca High. You've got some big guys there, and it reminds me a lot of an Easton team they played several years ago, right at this very field. Great running back and a huge offensive and defensive line. The difference there was that offensive line on Easton was slow, and the Bucks killed them with speed. I don't know how quick this line is.
Yeah, you got Nick Smith, 6'5", 305, Pat Brown, 6'5", 250, and a guard, Rick Hauk, he's 6'2", 250. So very big guys. The only guy in that line that's sub-size would be the center, Alex Savoy. He's only 5'8", 170 pounds, but very quick and really the leader of that offensive line.
Head coach Bob Stem has some great team. And, of course, you see Mike Pettin. Mike, better than 30 years coaching at Central Bucks West. A lot of rumors swirling around right now about him. We won't get into that right now. But, of course, having gone through the season undefeated thus far, not having lost since, 1996, I guess it was, when North Penn beat them the last time. So they've got a big streak going right now. But this is going to be the toughest challenge they have to face. And whoever wins this game has got an even tougher challenge because Erie Cathedral waits in the wings. They won their game, of course, Friday night.
Erie Cathedral Prep won that game at the end. I believe the score was 27-23 over Woodland Hills, saying they're the best team in the state. Obviously, whoever comes out the winner here will have some say in that.
Well, you come to the field, the captains, the 4 captains on each team come to the field. Let's see if we can pick up the official at all.
Central Bucks West, you have won the toss and elected to receive, correct? And Bethlehem Catholic, you will kick away from the scoreboard, correct? Want to turn that way, please? Central Bucks West has won the toss and will receive. Okay, fellas, shake hands. Have a great ball game.
To the right as you're looking at it. The one thing we have to mention also is a running back for Bethlehem Catholic. Of course, the Bucks have tremendous weapons, but Dave Wilson just had a week to remember last week against Wilson.
Big yards, over 250 yards. Comes in, he's got 29 touchdowns. But the fullback that was down on the field earlier before the game, Mike Grigoriak, 6 foot, 235. He's got almost 700 yards, 7 touchdowns, but he's a bull. He's all of that 6 foot. You get a guy like him, type like Pachotti up in front, leading that block, becomes a big advantage.
Well, we're going to take a break and be back for the opening kickoff. Don't you dare go away.
Do you know who I am? Am I a P or a D? A Q, perhaps? Or a B? I am dyslexia, and millions of kids struggle with me every time they read. Call now to help your child manage his learning disability. There's no reason to be held back.
And we are back at Goodman Stadium in Lehigh University, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Bob Friedman, along with Tom White, and our Ventresca sideline report. We have John Price down on the field. What do you have, John?
Bob and Tom, as far as the field conditions concerned, it's in as good a shape as you can expect for it to be the end of the season here where Lehigh plays their home games. As far as the weather, it's cooperated all year long, continues to cooperate here in the first week of December. You look up at the scoreboard here, a light wind, about 59 degrees here as we're set for kickoff. The clouds are supposed to clear away as the afternoon goes on. Some keys to the game from down here. The quarterback from Bethlehem Catholic is a sophomore. Did not take any football snaps last season whatsoever. If he can get it into the hands of his senior wideout, John Deezer, who's done damage in the form of 27 yards per catch and 9 touchdowns this year, West could have their hands full. The other side of the ball, CB West has done a great job bottling up marquee running backs all season long, historically, actually, traditionally as well. The other key here is Mike Oriole, from a quarterback standpoint, a dangerous passer. He can also run the ball, so keep your eye on that. I'll send it back up to you guys.
Thank you very much. Good job, John. As getting ready to kick off is Mike Liberto. I beg your pardon. Let's see who this is. It's number 19. We don't have that in the program right now, do we? Let me see who you got. For Bethlehem Catholic, we don't have a number, so we're just going to have Mike Liberto as one of the cover men. We'll try to get that name momentarily. And back deep, of course, Ryan Blumgren and Dave Camburn, and we are ready for action. The wind may be a little bit of a factor. Right now it is to Becca High's back. Teed up and kicked. It's a high, deep kick. It's going to drive Camburn back to the 7. He'll take it there up to the 15, the 20, breaks it through to the 25, and he'll struggle to get to the 30-yard line, and that is where the Bucks will take over. Now, if this is correct, I believe the kicker, are you ready, folks? Samantha Smith. If this is the correct kicker, she's made 32 extra, has made 32 extra points and 1 field goal. So, if that indeed is the kicker, we'll check it out. I don't see her on the roster here, but that'll be a first for all of us, Tom. 1st and 10, backs in the eye for Central Bucks West. Oriole, the quarterback. Ryan Blumgren goes into motion. The pitch goes to Camburn. He's got 2, he's got 5, he's got 7, he's got 9 yards on the first carry. And he almost broke free. Dave Camburn off a great blocking. And remember, one thing that the Bucks are known for is their precision game. They block well, and they block down, and they hit the right man.
Well, last week we saw they like to get Pachotti out in front there. They get Blumgren in motion, get him out in front, get Pachotti out in front. Camburn just runs inside of their blocks and gets 9.5 yards. And if you're Bethlehem Catholic, you can't let West do that to you on 1st down.
2nd down and short, the hand goes to the big guy. Pachotti's on the right side. He's got 10. He's got 15 yards inside Becca High territory, and a 1st down for the Bucks.
You know, it came in, everybody was talking about the offensive line, West versus the defensive line for Becca. Becca, much like West, a smaller defensive line, but quick. There, again, West loves to run to the short side of the field. This time they get a block out there in front for Pachotti, and he gets it up the sideline. 1st down, and West right off the bat, 2 plays, Bob, they're cooking.
Ball at the Becca High 47-yard line, 1st and 10, trying to get the chains straightened away. We'll get ready momentarily. So Camburn and Pachotti have had the ball initially. Now Pachotti's single setback wing to the right side appears to be Camburn. It is to Pachotti. He's got the first, he's got about 5 yards rather, as he gets it down to about the 42-yard line. So they're getting nice chunks of yardage off that right side of the line, Tom.
Trevor Bear comes up, makes the tackle for Becca. But again, when you're getting 5-6 yards on 1st down, that leaves us wide open here. We've seen it all year. You and I have talked about. Look for the play fake maybe here, and West has been very successful sneaking Camburn or Ted Kenyon in the secondary off the play fake.
2nd and 5, ball down at the 42. Becca High just started, no score. Now split wide to the left side. It's Polena. Now the carry goes to Pachotti. He'll have the 1st down. Struggling, fighting, and he gets his way through for about 5 yards, and it should be, I say should be, a 1st down from where the spot is. They may want to measure. Let's go down on the Ventresca sideline report to John Price. John?
For the Bucks offensively, the noted absence of Phil DiGiacomo in uniform and available, but he's still a little bit banged up. He'll only see spot duty as the course of the afternoon proceeds. Back up to you guys.
Good job, John. And remember, for the best in men's clothing, custom clothing, go to Ventresca's, Doylestown, Pennsylvania. First and 10, backs in the eye, wing to the right side. Now goes in motion is Blomgren. On first and 10, the pitch goes to Camburn. Around the left side, and he won't get anywhere on that one. Becker just stacked it up. He's lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage on a great pursuit by the Golden Hawks.
Yeah, that's Mike Grigoriak. He's playing linebacker as well as fullback. Comes up, steps inside of the Chadi block and makes the tackle. First really good defensive play for the Hawks. We talked about the Giacomo did Mr. Price there. I'll tell you, Dr. Gratz, who's in town, he does Doylestown, does a great job taking care of the West players. I know Phil was down to see him. Hope he gets a chance to play today.
Backs in the eye. On second and 10, after the no gain on the carry by Camburn. It is Picciotti. He pushes the stack, and the ball's on the ground. Let's see who's got it. Ball's on the ground, and Becca High's got it. He gained about 5 yards, was struggling for more, he got stripped of the ball, and Bethlehem Catholic has come up with the first turnover of the game at their own 31-yard line.
Looked like Trevor Bear is number 62. Here's just a replay. It's just a power play in there, good blocking right there, and the ball comes out, it gets knocked out, and
I don't think he ever had the handle on it, to tell you the truth. It looked like he was struggling to hold on all the way through. On first down, Mark Borda, the quarterback. Borda hands it off and getting absolutely nowhere on the carry. They tried a little bit of trickery, and there was absolutely no room to run for Dave Wilson. So he'll lose a yard, actually. Back to the 30-yard line, make it second down and 11. You mentioned Borda, only a sophomore, took no snaps last year, but he has led this team into the Eastern Championship.
Yeah, you got to give him a lot of credit, a lot of pressure in a game like this. He's probably just coming in early on, try not to make mistakes, and just execute.
Backs are split. It's Mike Grigoriak. Back to pass. Under a rush, throwing the ball. Oh, and it hits Wilson. It's a good thing Wilson dropped the ball because he was going to get smeared. Great pursuit on the part of the West defense.
They set it up as almost a double screen. They come back to the short side of the field with Dave Wilson, but Ryan Blumgren right there, he smelled that right from the get-go. And I'll tell you what, if he makes a better play, doesn't make a better pass, Ryan Blumgren might pick that off.
Third down, 11. Ball at just inside their own 30-yard line. Becca High after recovering the West fumble. Backs are in the eye. Grigoriak, the up back. Wilson, the tailback. Man in motion. On third and 10. Play action now, rolling to the outside. Trying to get outside of it. Elsing, he won't do it. He won't do it. Andrew Elsing comes outside and nails Wilson. And Becca High will have to punt the ball.
Talk about a defensive end. Your responsibility is contained. Here's the play. Little belly action to Grigoriak. Border down here. He pitches it out to Wilson. Wilson trying to get out. Watch Elsing. Last dive. Swipe with the hand and is able to trip him up. Again, not a big, pretty picture tackle, but he makes the play and forces Bethlehem Catholic to punt.
And that replay brought to you by Doylestown Sports Nutrition and Tanning Center. As Becca High will go back to punt. Good snap. Grigoriak is the punter, gets away a big punt, driving Camburn back to his 27. Cuts to his left over the 30 and slips down at about the 33-yard line. Big punt by Grigoriak. Of course, he has a good wind to his back, but let's give the punter all the credit on that. He nailed that baby.
Great punt. Camburn does an excellent job to play center field, gets back, catches the ball, and gets what he can out of it. And again, we talk always about big things in playoff games like this. West turns the ball over, but Bethlehem Catholic is not able to turn that turnover into points.
You talk about the big linemen and so forth. You see the play to Wilson. Wilson had 206 yards against Wilson Westlaw in high school last week. Tries to get outside, figures he can, and Elsing catches him and nails him. Now we have a timeout. I don't think they like what they saw on offense, and they're a little bit of confusion. You know, I'm looking out to the right side. I don't know if we can get a shot of it. The line to get into this field is still tremendously long. I mean, we've got 7:45 to go in the first quarter, and that line goes back about 150, 200 people as they're trying to get into the stadium. You see them coming in now. The line behind there, if you back off, you can see that line. Tremendous amount of people want to come to see this game, and the stands are getting pretty well filled up. It's as I said, gorgeous day for football. A little breezy. But once again, a reminder that this timeout is brought to you by Nat's Pizza and Family Restaurant in Doylestown. Since 1976, Nat's has been serving the best pizza, sandwiches, and Italian specialties to the Central Bucks West student body. Stop by and say hi to Nat, Tim, and all the gang today. I was there earlier this week, had my pizza, and you know what I like.
Extra cheese.
You better believe it, baby. I keep my boyish figure. On 1st and 10, ball at the 32-yard line. Single setback double wing formation. Now in motion goes Ryan Blumgren. Oriole, the quarterback. Counter give to Cameron, and Gregoric read it. You don't usually see that, but Gregoric stayed home and nailed Cameron. And if he doesn't, Tom, he's got some yardage, but woulda, coulda, shoulda. Gregoric nails him for no gain at all.
Gregoric is a big guy. I'm telling you, he was down on the field before the game, and he is really put together. Big arms, big legs. He plays right in the middle of that defense there. He stayed home on the counter and was able to come up and make a play. No gain.
Well,
I haven't seen that much this year.
That's
for
good
West.
discipline and good coaching. Back to pass. Looking to pass. Going to be hit and dropped. As going over to pass was Oriole, and Brandon Isaacs came out from his linebacking spot and buried him for a loss. So far, it is a defensive struggle as Brandon Isaacs, take a look at it again.
Here he's rolling out. He's trying to set his feet, and Isaacs does a good job to slip between the two blockers. The receiver for West slipped down a little bit, lost his footing, and wasn't quite able to get out there. So Oriole really had to wait a little bit longer, and in the process gets sacked.
3rd down, 15. Deep handoff goes. Carrying the ball is Cameron. He'll get a little bit of yardage back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 4th and 10, and the Bucks will have to punt the ball away.
So good defensive series for Becca. Gregoric, Isaacs did a good job. And right there, West was something we haven't seen all year, Bob. Them have to punt. And here's an opportunity for Becca. As you see the replay there, West is going to punt this ball away from about the 32-yard line. They should get very good field position.
If there's one spot that they've had a little bit of concern about, not concern, but really, if there's one spot that's not as perfect as the others, it's been their punting. Cameron did some. James West has done some. I think it's West in here now. Or is it Camburn? It's Camburn. But he gets away a decent punt into the sun and into the wind, and getting it and being brought down immediately.
That's John Dizer.
Yeah, I'm trying to see who brought him down.
Excuse me.
Zach Ingram on the tackle.
Ingram's had a big end of the season for CB West. Here's a replay. Dizer's going to do a nice job. He creates the basket, pinches the elbows, and then right here, Zach, good job to come down, trip him up, and does a good job, West, on special teams, not let them get extra yards after the catch. So where we thought they might have better field position, they stop them right there.
1st and 10, the ball now at the 36-yard line of Becca High. They went 3 and out the first time, man in motion. On 1st down, straight back to pass is Border. Slips a little bit, throws it over the middle. Got a man open, and it's caught. A beautifully thrown ball to Greg Mitchell. That'll be a 1st and 10 for Becca High at the 31-yard line. I'll tell you what, Border didn't show any sophomore nervousness there.
He really showed some poise there. He sat in the pocket. Here he is. He's looking. He actually watches. He looks to his left, and then he comes back here and throws a nice pass here. And I'll tell you, Camburn is right there, step for step. That's a perfect pass and a nice catch by Mitchell. And Becca, first big play for them offensively.
Ball at the Bucks' 31-yard line. On 1st and 10, the handoff goes to Gregoric. He's got 5 yards. And now Becca High starting to show a little bit on offense.
What they do there is they came in an original formation. They came with a tight formation. Did Becca there? They spread the guys out, so they move the corners out, and they just dive it inside to Gregoric. And that's a big play. 1st down, you get 4.5 yards.
Gain of, we'll call 4 on the play. 2nd and 6, ball down at about the 28.5-yard line. Board to the quarterback. Wing to the right side. And it's a handoff to Wilson. Wilson will get 2 or 3 yards. Won't get much more. You're not going to get a lot between the tackles against West North.
Well, and there's Pachotti. Callahan's in there, Angela Polina's in there. Matt Carey was made early penetration in the line, almost was able to take him down. It was a big 3rd down play here early in this first quarter.
Well, the one thing they said about Samantha Smith is her field goal kicking. Doesn't have a real big leg on that, so we'll see what happens here. On 3rd down, backs are in the eye. Gregoric, the up back, Tailback is Wilson. It goes to Wilson. He'll get the first down inside the 20-yard line on the delay, and great blocking by that Bethlehem Catholic line.
Well, it looked like the West player came up to take on the Gregoric block. Wilson, you can see why this guy has 2,600 yards. Right before the defense, here's the replay, he's going to make a little sidestep to his left, right there to make the guy miss, and he gets the first down.
The Bucks pin back already as we have 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. No score. Becca High on the march. Backs are in the eye on 1st and 10. Pitch goes to Wilson. He gets it down to the 15-yard line. Gain of 4 on the carry. It'll be 2nd and 6. And now what they're doing is what CB West is used to doing. They're just doing some power right up the middle.
Well, that's basic football. If I can run the football, get 3 and 4 yards a play, I mean, add it up. You run 3 plays, you get 3.5 yards a pop.
You're never going to be stopped.
You can't be stopped.
That's exactly right.
So, I mean, it's common sense, and until you stop me, I'm going to stay with it.
On 2nd and 6. Back split this time. Man in motion. Porter with a short count. Hands it off underneath to Gregoric. Ryan Blumgren and Angela Polina were right there to bury. So it'll be no gain, maybe a loss on the play. Make it 3rd and long.
Again, another big play by the defense. West has given up plays here and there all year, but they've come back to be a bend but not break defense. We saw it last week in the game. And again, here's a big opportunity for Becca. 3rd and 8.
You got to watch Bordeaux on the pass. You've already seen he's got a great arm and a good eye for receivers. Play action. Back to pass. Looking, throwing. Got a man in the end zone. Caught for a touchdown. Caught for a touchdown by John Deeser. And for the first time all year, the Bucks trail in a football game.
Deeser did a good job to sit back in the pocket to see the Holbert's touchdown. And Deeser just ran a down and out, cut in front of the safety, and Porta does a nice job to throw the ball while he's in his break, which makes the defensive back react a little bit slower. And right here, as you said, Bobby, the first time they've trailed.
Now, I had Samantha Smith kicking the kickoff. This is Samantha Smith. I beg your pardon, we still don't have the numbers right, but this is Samantha Smith. She kicks it, it's up, it's good. So with 2:41 to go in the first quarter, Becca High has drawn first blood. They lead 7-0.
Yes, Samantha Smith comes in. She's made 32 extra points and has had 1 field goal. We still don't, as you said, we don't have a number on the actual kickoff guide. We'll try to get it.
So it's 7-0. Bethlehem Catholic with the lead in the Bucks. Now the Bucks moved the ball the first time, had the fumble, and gave it up to Bethlehem Catholic, but they moved the ball very well. The second time they didn't do much. They didn't get, the counter didn't work. We had a sack in the backfield, which is unusual in itself against the Bucks, and they had to punt the ball away, and Bethlehem Catholic really showed ability. And this Porter can really throw the ball. Take a look at the Barb Lynn Carpet One scoreboard. You see it right there for the first time all season long. Central Bucks West trails in a football game. In fact, they were only been tied once during a football game. So Camburn, and I believe, yeah, that's Ted Kenyon back there to receive the kickoff.
Haven't seen Phil DiGiacomo yet.
Right. Comes the kick. It's a high directional kick. They're going to let it bounce, and it goes out of bounds. So the Bucks, a good smart play by Camburn. He saw it was headed toward the corner. They tried what Central Bucks West does, a high directional kick, but a little bit too far to the right side. So the Bucks will get it in very good field position.
Well, it's not a bad idea because you know how Mr. Excitement, he can take it all the way. Coach Stem, not a bad idea to try to kick it on the perimeter. If it goes out of bounds, I'll give you the ball in the 35 and prevent the big play.
So the Bucks will take it 1st and 10, ball at their own 35-yard line. Glad you could join us for this Eastern Championship game. The Bucks in it for the 3rd straight year, trying to get an unprecedented 3rd state championship. Right now, trailing 7-0. Single setback. Pitch goes wide to Camburn. Around the right side. He's got 5. He's got 10. He's got 13, 14 yards. Dave Camburn with a great carry. Ball might have come loose, but the ball's on the ground, I believe.
He does a great job, gets behind Pachotti and Ryan Blumgren, who comes in motion. And there's just a quick pitch right here. There's Pachotti out there, Camburn. Look at the block Pachotti makes, breaks a tackle there, tries to hurdle somebody here, and he's just only a good tackle there by 20. Eddie Scipio saves the touchdown.
Ball at the 49-yard line of Central Bucks West, 1st and 10. Wing to the right side. Single setback, jumping into the neutral zone is a Becca High lineman, so this will give them the Bucks 5 yards. It's be interesting to see how the Bucks respond to the adversity. Again, I don't want to belabor the point, but they have not trailed.
Dead ball. Encroachment.
You see here the
on the defense. Still first down.
It's the first time that, as I said, they have to come back. Let's see how they do on this series. Knowing the caliber team they are, you saw the 15-yard carry on the first play. Let's see just how they do respond. They are a championship team, and they've been to these games before. This is a veteran lineup for West, of course. Staggered backfield on 1st and 5 now. Sort of a free down for the Bucks, if you will. Handoff goes to Pachotti. He's got 3, struggles for more. He won't get the first down, but it'll make it 2nd and very short, as Pachotti was almost looked like a rodeo there, was wrestled down to the field.
Well, Craig Mitchell comes up from his linebacker spot and tries to hit him high, and you just saw his head jerk back, and he took him for a ride. It was like riding a Bronco. And again, a big play on 1st down. Now CB West short, 2nd and short. Maybe look for that play action here.
Well, 2nd and short, it's a free down again. You've got to play. They feel like that they're half a yard shy of the first down. They feel like they can get that if they want to. Let's see if they just do the straight stuff right now. And they do. They give it to Pachotti. The ball's on the ground again, though. And again, Becca High comes up with it as the handoff was a little bit low, and Pachotti could not hold on to it. Don't blame Dustin. It was just a bad exchange. It happens. And Becca High will come up with his 2nd turnover of the game, an uncharacteristic 2nd fumble for CB West, and we'll see it right here.
Here he is. He puts it right in there, and it looks like he just loses the handle, isn't able to get the pressure over the point of the ball, which they teach you. Top hand up, bottom hand puts it away, and he just isn't able to do it. Gregoric right there bounces on it, and Becca High's got the ball back.
And on 1st and 10, backs are staggered. The handoff goes, no, he's back to pass. Borda under a bit of a rush. He'll throw the ball. He'll throw the ball away. A smart play by Borda, who had nobody to throw to. Good coverage. Let's go back to that fumble for 1 second, if we might. As a running back, when I was a running back in school, you were taught to look for the hole. He gets his hands in the good position. He's looking at the hole. He's not looking at the ball, because you've been doing it all year long, and there's nothing wrong with that. You go for the field. And what happened was, if that ball is not handed in the right spot, it might be a little high, it might be a little low. If you don't have your hands right there, it'll fall out, and that's exactly what happens. You don't blame Dustin for that, and you don't blame Oriole. It was just a momentary lapse, and that's all that happened. On 2nd down, handoff goes to Wilson. It's a gain of a yard. But that's the toughest thing. Everybody takes for granted the handoff. That is one of the tougher things. You've got to be precision on the handoff and taking the handoff as well. As we're inside a minute to go in the 1st quarter, it's a tough play. I mean, you really do not give it enough emphasis, but they fumble the ball away, and Becca High has it now 3rd and 9.
Callahan really in the face of Border on that last pass. Did a good job to pressure him.
Backs are split. Rolling, looking to throw his board. He gets it out to Wilson, one-on-one. He beats one man. He's got the first down over the 50 to the 45-yard line and down to the 41-yard line as he beat the defensive end and took the ball downfield. A well-thrown ball by Borda, and this team is playing great football right now, Tom.
I am really impressed with Borda. We talked about the sophomore who's in for the injured Steve Huntsberger, got hurt in the 4th game of the year. Just a little flare-out pass, get the ball to your best back, your best player, and see what he can do. He breaks containment, gets outside, gets the first down. 24 seconds to go in this 1st quarter, and Becca's moving the ball again.
Backs are split on 1st and 10. Man in motion. Handoff goes to Gregoric. Big hole, gets inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. A huge hole for Gregoric, and he takes it down to the 28. Another first down for the Golden Hawks.
Again, they spread the defense out. They just give that little belly play into Gregoric. They're looking for Wilson, keying on Wilson, and he runs hard. Big hole up the middle. and another first down. 15 seconds and counting is, I believe Becca's going to let this first quarter run out, and they're going to take a 7-0 lead into the second quarter, Bobby.
So that's the end of the first quarter. A quarter that has seen both teams play great defense and both teams move the ball, but the Bucks have turned it over twice on fumbles. Becca High took advantage of field position and took it in on some great passing by Borda. And at the end of the first quarter, the score, Bethlehem Catholic 7, Central Bucks West nothing. We'll be right back.
Do you know who I am? Am I a P or a D? A Q, perhaps? Or a B? I am dyslexia, and millions of kids struggle with me every time they read. Call now to help your child manage his learning disability. There's no reason to be held back.
Back at Goodman Stadium in Lehigh University, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Bob Friedman along with Tom White and John Price on the field. Beginning the second quarter with the Golden Hawks leading the Bucks 7-0, and they've got the ball in Central Bucks West territory at the 29-yard line. Single setback. It is Wilson. He gets the ball and he is blasted.
Good
So
defensive surge by West. Bacciati from his DN spot, Callahan in there, Angelo Polina as well. West will do a good job, I believe, early as we go on in this game to take away that inside game. They'll do that. They're very good at adjusting to plays like that. And there's just a credit to the defensive coaches able to get them. Look like run blitz on that. Anytime a team's running the ball on you, you'll move the linebacker before the snap. And you give them that extra step.
On second down, Gregoric and Wilson, the backs, they're split behind Borda. Borda back to pass. He's hit, fumbles the ball. It's going to be picked up by Polina. He's to the 50. He's got one man to beat. Angelo Polina to the 20, to the 15, and brought down at the 12.
Bobby, what a great hit by the West defense. But it's interesting as Polina picks up the ball and he's on his way to the races. The referee actually ran into one of the Becca players and it was a block. It was unbelievable. He actually stayed on his feet and eventually makes takes the guy down.
Well,
but
turnovers have a way of evening themselves out, Tommy, and here it is.
But Ryan Blumgren separates Border from the ball, and here's Angelo. Watch the referee shade the Becca guy right there. You see him knock. That's Wilson actually, but Wilson does a great job here to stay on his horse and stay after Angelo Polina, and Wilson does a great job to save a touchdown there.
So on the fumble recovery and the run, 1st and 10, the ball at the 14-yard line of Becca High. The Bucks with a power eye look. The handoff goes to Bacciati, and he'll struggle to get down to about the 11. A little pushing and shoving. We're going to have a penalty against Becca High. Camburn turned around, and the defensive back took a shot at Camburn, and I think Becca High is going to be penalized half the distance.
They make a nice play. Had good line surge on the D line and stopped that play. Bacciati was going to have 2 or 3 yards, but in games like this, you can't do this.
And that's what it is. It's a dead ball foul. I saw that at the end of the play. I was about to say a little bit of jostling, but Camburn did the right thing. He turned around, he walked away, and the guy just took a shot at Camburn. The back judge, the umpire, is standing there right in front of him, right behind him, seeing it through the flag immediately. This will bring the ball down to about half the distance, should be about to the 6-yard line.
Dead ball. Personal foul on the defense. Half the distance to the goal line. Second down.
What a difference a turnover makes. It looks like they have West on their heels, and the defensive big play by West, Brian Blungren, separating the ball from Borden. Here's West, just a huge turnaround.
Double wing. We're on Route 33, folks, right now. And it is a handoff to Picciotti. So the 5, the 3 in for the touchdown. Dustin Picciotti takes the right lane down Route 33 and puts it in, and it's 7-6.
And there's our Holbert's touchdown. A big, big change of events here. Just 2 plays after the fumble and the penalty, big penalty against Becca High. Dustin Picciotti gets number 35 on the year, and West an extra point away from tying this game.
Bill DiGiacomo out to hold for the extra point by Tumblety. Good snap, good place, kick long, kick good, and we are tied at 7. So the fumble recovery by Angelo Polina, and the long run back, about 60-yard run back, then followed up by the runs by Picciotti. Of course, we were on Route 33, which is, of course, Picciotti Pike. And the Bucks have come back into the game and have tied it at 7. And now it's up to Becca High, and turnovers make such a big difference. You know they have a tendency to even themselves out, Tom. The Bucks in the first quarter, 2 fumbles in Golden Hawk territory, stopped drives. Now the Golden Hawks are back. Back to pass is Borda. He's hit. The ball comes loose. Angelo Polina picks it up, runs it out there. Big, big run for them, and they come back and they tie this game.
There you see our Barblin carpet scoreboard, 7-7.
John Price, you're down on the field. What you got there?
Bob and Tom, the kicker, number 5, may not be an unusual sight. A smallish kicker, number 5, but if you look in your program, her name is Sam. But that's actually short for Samantha. She is the Bethlehem Catholic regular kicker. You can see her helmet is adorned with stickers from Made Extra Points, and she continues to be the regular kicker after she won the job in the 3rd week. Back up to you guys.
That's a great story. I read about that early in the year. That's a great story. We have some girls who can really kick the ball. I know, for example, in North Penn, there's a girl by the name of Andrea Giuliano, and she can belt it. She played in a powder puff game, kicked a 44-yard field goal.
Sign her up.
You better believe it. She can really boot the ball. Tumblety, though, will be kicking off for West as Becca High has back deep. Let me see who that is. Number 20, it's Eddie Scipio back deep. Is the single safety. And they'll do a directional kick. It looks like he's going to try and kick to the left side. Kicks it high, kicks it short. They let it bounce, and they let it bounce out. And again, the same strategy, saying, whereas other, and this is smart because you've watched West do that all year, and you see teams stand there right on the corner and catch the ball. And I sit there and go, you know, I know it's a free ball, but that ball's going to go out of bounds.
Right.
So they get the ball at the 35-yard line on a smart move. Both of these teams, you can see, Coach Pett and Coach Stem both really have these teams well coached. They know what to do. They're well disciplined. There's a reason you can get to these championship games, and you're looking at it right now.
Well, look for West here on defense to move the linebackers. You saw Ryan come on the blitz and just absolutely pound Border on the last one. Let's see if Border can keep his poise.
On first down, the handoff goes to Gregoric. He'll get about 2, maybe 3 yards on the carry.
Bobby Bowser from his deep tackle spot makes the tackle. Gregoric does a nice job to get the extra yards on the run. Still 4, I will give him 3.5 maybe on the run. That's not a bad little run on first down.
Not at all, not at all. If you get through 3.5, 3 times that is 10 yards. You'll get your first down. On second, backs are split. Wilson and Gregoric, back to pass. Border throws the short pass. Getting it, not getting a whole lot of yardage on the carry was Mario D'Angelo.
D'Angelo just running a little 5-yard out. It's a nice play, second down. Just keep the defense off balance, but you know what's coming.
This is a setup play. They're setting this thing up. They're throwing short. What you see happening down the road, you see it all the time. They get it, and then one time he goes back and he pumps. The linebacker and the D-back bite on it, and D'Angelo is off to the races. So on third down and about 3.5, backs are split, wing to the left side. Handoff goes to Gregoric, and he won't get the ball's on the ground. The ball's on the ground. They're going to say the ground caused the fumble. They're not going to give the ball to West. They're going to say, and right there was a side judge who had a perfect view of it, and he said the man was on the ground before the ball was on the ground. The Buck fans don't like it, but it's hard to tell from this side. The Buck fans have a better view, but he immediately said it, Tom. He immediately pointed to the ground.
I'll tell you an interesting thing they've been doing all year, and we've done the games, and we haven't picked up on it, and I notice it now. Gavin Potter is an interesting guy on defense. They'll play him in the secondary, but they'll also put him right up on the defensive line in a gap, and with his quickness, shoot through the gap and make plays.
Well, he's a Potter. What do you expect? He's only going to be, he can play anywhere. Gregoric punting against the wing, gets a great punt to Cameron at the 20-yard line. Breaks it up the middle of the 30, and he's brought down at about to be brought down. They're trying to bring him down at the 35-yard line, and Cameron fighting. Oh, great fight.
Yeah, Mitchell hits him. Mitchell hits him initially, and he just keeps those feet chugging. Then in comes in for Bill Phillips to help him out and eventually get him down. But you got to love the heart of the West players. It's a no quit. You got to give it all to beat me, and you just see the no quit there in Dave Cameron.
I got to ask you, have you ever seen a Potter who can't do it all? Corey, Gavin, right down the line.
Well, he's been big the last 4 games, has made some really big plays on defense, and he's fun to watch.
Full house backfield right now on first down. It's a counter give to Camburn. He breaks it outside. He'll get to about the 40. I think I may have seen a flag down. We may have a hold.
Yeah, that's a play where they get Pachotti out front, and they might get the lead back for a hold. We see the flag down. Let's see what they got here. And there it is.
It is a hold, and it's going to go against West. So it will cost them 10 yards. What they'll look for, if they see the arm go outside, and so if they see the arm go outside the defender, they'll call that a hold. And I think that's what happened. He went to block, and the man turned in, the arm came outside, and the side judge immediately called the hold.
Well, in fairness, if you're a defensive player, as you hear the call there, you're taught to keep your outside hand and your outside leg free. So as a lead back comes up, you got to try to do that. And a lot of times you'll see a guy try to make a block, and as a guy tries to swing his arm out to keep that arm free and that leg free, you tend to have if you have your arm anywhere on his arm, they're going to get you.
Absolutely. Now, one thing to remember, the Bucks have the wind in this quarter. It's a big advantage because the wind's going at about 15, 20 miles an hour. On first and 20. Handoff goes to Cameron. He'll struggle to get to the 31-yard line. He'll get about 4 yards back, so we'll make it second down and 16.
That Beddix, number 32, from his linebacker spot, stays home on that little counter play to Camburn, and it's going to be second and 15. I've been real impressed with Becker. They haven't been scared here, I don't think, at all from the start. And you made a good point in the opening. When you play St. Ignatius and Glenn Mills and Moeller, you know, this is just another game to them.
That's exactly right. Well, it's not another game, but it's a game. They played tough teams. They played national competition. And of course, the local people remember they played Lansdale Catholic first game of the year, and they buried them 42-0. They play. There's some good football up here in the East Penn Conference. You got Allen, you got Allentown Central Catholic, you got Deerhoff, who's been a state champion in the past. You got Whitehall, you got Easton, you got Wilson. Not Wilson, but Emmaus. You've got some good teams here. They've also played Oxon Hill out of Maryland, another good team from the state of Maryland. On third down and 16. Roll to the right side. Pass is complete to Elsing. He's up toward midfield, breaks it, and he's brought down at the 50. A great delivery by Oriel. A great job throwing the ball, beautifully done. A reminder that today's game is brought to you in part by Arnold's Family Shoes in the Doylestown Shopping Center, featuring brands like Rockport, Florsheim, Stride Rite, and Timberland, as well as many others. Arnold's is also your hard-to-fit experts. Arnold's Family Shoes, family owned and operated in the Doylestown Shopping Center since 1984. Nice pass, Tom. Good job rolling out. And that wind does make a difference.
Elsing is dangerous. He's tall. He's over 6 foot, 6'1", 6'2", 200 pounds, and really fast. There he does a nice job to catch it and get the first down.
On first down, the handoff goes to Dustin Picciotti. Handles the ball securely, takes it down to the 48-yard line.
And you got your defensive backs, Brandon Isaacs and Deezer, making the tackles 7 yard downfield on Picciotti. That could be a long day. West has done a nice job again, after the penalty, to get a first down and keep this drive going at 7:25 and counting in the second quarter.
Gain of 6 on the carry, ball at the Becca High 49-yard line, 2nd and 4. Single setback is Picciotti. Have a slot to the left side. The pitch goes to Picciotti. He's hitting the backfield, sloughs that off, carries it all the way down to the 36-yard line. He had it's kind of a good news, bad news scenario. He had, I think, a defensive back blitz from into the backfield. Good news is he got into the backfield. The bad news is he's got to tackle Picciotti, and Picciotti just sort of gave him a hip and said, "Who are you?" And it's a first down.
That's 82, Matt Steyer. He comes up, flies up into the backfield. You got to love his intensity, but as you said,
5'9", 135.
he just kicks him out. You know what? I had the wrong numbers. Actually, 32. That was
32.
Pat Beddix, the linebacker.
5'11", 195. That's a little bit better. Back to pass under a rush. And going to go down. It's Oriole. They blitzed him and got him.
And that's Mitchell. Mitchell looked like a delayed blitz. Once everybody released, he shot up the middle, and Oriole tried to set. Here's the replay right here. Little fake there, and now he's going to come. And here you saw Mitchell coming right up the middle. Does a good job to bear hug Oriole and twist him to the ground. And a big play, Bobby, on first down. And it's going to be second. Looks like about 25.
Yeah, about 25 yards of the ball. They've got to get down to the 31-yard line. They're at the 50 right now. So you're talking about, excuse me, 26-yard line. So you're talking about 2nd and 24.
And calling defense is a lot like calling offenses. Sometimes you gamble and they pay off.
Back to pass under a rush again. The little middle screen is almost caught, but a little bit too high. It's a tremendous rush once again put on by, as they're trying this middle screen, but the rush was just allowed to get in there a little bit too fast. You have to give him a little bit of a hold up. And Oriole, I don't think Oriole is used to getting this kind of a rush on him.
Well, that's a type of play where the offensive line is designed to 1-1002 release, and you're supposed to get that pressure. The guy that makes the play is Alex Savoy downfield to tip the ball away, because if that ball's caught by the West back, Camburn, it could be a touchdown.
He did read the defense well. He called the right play. They were coming up the middle. Now on 3rd down, there's some confusion, so they're going to call timeout. Once again, a reminder that this timeout is brought to you by Nat's Pizza and Family Restaurant in Doylestown, Pennsylvania. Don't forget to pick up some of their famous hot wings the next time you're watching the game, right near CB West, right on the main drag into Doylestown, Nat's Pizza and Family Restaurant. Well, this is something that the Buck offense is not used to. Oriole is not used to going back to pass and seeing not one, but 2 shirts coming right at him. And what's happening right now is, I think he's a little bit flustered right now. Hi, gang, there we are, high above Goodman Stadium, Lehigh University. But I think he's just not used to that, and that adversity, he's got to respond to that. There's not a whole lot you can do. When you see those 2 brown jerseys coming flying right at you, he had no chance to roll either way. They had him boxed in. On the second one, he had the right call, but he had to release a little sooner than I think he wanted to. So 3rd down, I would be surprised if they do a running play here and just try and get some yardage to punt the ball away. Single setback. It is a passing look, though. Rolling to the right is Oriole. He's going to carry it. He's going to get about 3 yards on the carry. So what they did, they rolled to the right side, said, hey, if something's open, great. If not, I'll tuck the ball under, and we'll punt the ball away, and we'll live to fight another day. And that's what's going to happen. The Bucks will punt the ball, and with the wind,
here's Oriole just rolling. Bobby, he's got some decent protection. Looking here for Blumgren in the flat. He's covered, and Oriole does a good job to just put it on his hip and get what he can. We'll punt it away. We'll get the ball another day.
Camburn will stand at his own 40-yard line. As that instant replay brought to you by Doylestown Sports Nutrition and Tanning Center. High snap. Gets it away. It's a good kick. Going to drive him back to about the 9-yard line. Up to the 15, to the 17, tries to cut back and inside, gets up to 20, 25, 30, 35, cuts it inside. Oh, what a run, he may go all the way. Taking it down and finally brought down at the 33-yard line is Eddie Scipio, and what a run by Scipio.
Well, a couple West players, one slipped down, I noticed it might have been Potter, just broke, his foot broke away from him, slipped down, and then Scipio does a good job to kind of get behind a mock wall and make somebody miss, and then just gets out in the open field, cuts back a little bit, gets down on the sideline, and a great tackle at the end to save the touchdown by West. And that is a huge play after the
I think
the punt.
Camburn got him. Board of the quarterback. Pitches wide to Wilson. Wilson tries to spin away, almost does, but then is knocked down in the backfield. It'll be a loss of about 3 on the carry. And West is going to try and just hold him back there. But I'll tell you what, that is one of the premier runs of the year. It looked for all the world like they had Scipio boxed in. Even with the player falling down, he sidestepped one guy, slithered away from another, found a little bit of a crack and took off, and you got to hand it to him. He made a great run.
Made a super run there on the last play. A little bit of West. They take Gort, put him in motion, and then just try to pitch the ball and get Wilson behind him. West does an outstanding job to contain him. A loss of 3.
Back to pass, Porta. Long throw. He's got a man out there. It's caught. Beautifully thrown ball, and Mario D'Angelo catches the ball at about the 12-yard line as he threw it perfectly, Tom.
Zach Ingram is there. Borda does a nice job to get it away because he got drilled as he threw the ball. In fact, I thought the ball was, the flight of the ball was deflected a little bit, but he had enough on it to get it out there to D'Angelo. He does a nice job to come back to the ball. Ingram didn't really have bad coverage. It's just where the ball was, and he's able to eat it up, make the catch.
He had excellent coverage.
Down.
It was just a beautifully thrown ball. 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line of the Central Bucks West. 4:10 to go in the half. 7-7, but Becca High on the march. It's a reverse and brought back down in the backfield on a beautiful tackle by Gavin Potter.
Eddie Hughes just a little fake on the sweep. They come back with Hughes on a little reverse, but Potter's right there to trip him up. He's not going anywhere, going to lose 3 yards. You hate to second guess a coach, but I don't know that that's kind of the play you want to be calling on 1st down on the 15-yard line. That's more of an open field call where you got more room.
I look at it a different way. They're figuring they're going to try and do the power stuff. So they're going to be gathered in the middle. Let's face it, Potter made a great play because it was open on the left side if he gets by Potter. On 2nd and 13, back to pass Porta. Looking. Now he's under a rush, and he's going to go down.
That's a little, they call it like a tea kettle pass where the quarterback, everybody's going to roll right. The counter guy, who's D'Angelo, just sneaks through the line and comes out to the left, and they're trying to get the ball out to him in the flat, hoping they're catching everybody flowing right. Great coverage on the corner here by West. I believe it was Ingram.
And Andrew Elsing finished him off on the
Took the play away, yep.
Not a sack because they actually gained about a half a yard, but Andrew Elsing held his position when he cut back in, and now West will call, I believe this is their last time out of the half. I think that runs them out of timeouts. Yeah, that's it for West, so they've called their last one. And this timeout again brought to you by Nat's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant in Doylestown, Pennsylvania. Tom, Becca High has got weapon after weapon. The last team I saw that could do stuff like this was the last team that actually beat me, and I mentioned North Penn regular season, was Plymouth Whitemarsh.
Yeah, Plymouth Whitemarsh has had some good teams over the years, and that's the last West loss was back in that playoff game. They had to go down to Plymouth Whitemarsh and play him. And we're going to go down to the field right now.
Let's go see John.
John
Price, what do you got for us?
Do not attempt to adjust the color on your television set, guys. That is actually blonde hair you'll see. You'll see it a lot on the sideline for Becca High. 4 or 5 games ago, a couple of the players, I think about 12, decided they were going to bleach blonde their hair. You'll notice on the coach right there, Coach Corrado, also jumped into the act and bleached his hair as well. So it was a sign of team unity. And this is a team that has come a long way after a couple tough games early this season. Back up to you guys.
Hey, John, I remember when Bob and I played way back, the thing that was in was the Mohawk haircut.
Yes.
So
that was more for comfort, too. The helmets were not as comfortable then. You wore a Mohawk sometimes because that just really hurt you after a while. But it was a look. I didn't have it, though. I have it now, but it's not by reason of design. Anyway, on the pass on 3rd down is short. And you see the wind. The wind is making a difference here. The balls are falling incomplete. The ball was, he had the man open, and he had a big throw here. Couldn't quite get it to him. So on 4th down, they're going to go for it here. As we mentioned, Samantha Smith is their kicker. She's got a decent leg, but I don't think she can do it from this distance, especially into the wind.
Well, it's interesting. They got number 18 in here to kick the extra point. Again, we don't have the number who that person is, but they're going to try a field goal here. Looks like a Left-footed kicker.
For the kicker, this will be from the 25. This will be a 35-yarder into the wind. Snap a little high. Kick almost blocked. Is it going to make it? Oh, it hits the crossbar and goes over. Oh, baby, there's a flag. They roughed the kicker. Now, this may, depending on the penalty, they may take the penalty, because if it's a 15-yarder and a first down, they'll take the points off the board and take the penalty. Let's see.
Well, it'd be interesting because the West player just made a tremendous effort. I think it was Elsing. And there it is. There's the call.
And it's going to be a first down for Becca High. So wipe the points off the board, but Becca High has a chance to go in for a touchdown now. And you can't blame him. They went for the block. He stretched out all out and just rolled into the kicker, and that happens sometimes. Let's take a look at it right here.
Here it is. Good snap, good hold. Kicks through the bar. There's Elsing just trying to get through the ball and runs through the leg of the kicker. It's a good call. First down for Becca.
Absolutely. So it'll be a 1st and 10 for Becca High. The ball moved
Roughing
down.
the kicker on the defense. Automatic first down.
Ball goes down to the 11-yard line. So take the 3 points off. We're still tied at 7. But Becca High now, with 2:50 to go in the first half, has a chance to go for more. And again, that slow motion instant replay brought to you by, there we go, get to the right page here, Doylestown Sports Nutrition and Tanning Center, a family-owned and operated business with 15 years of sports and nutritional experience. The Castagna family is a proud supporter of high school sports. The slow motion replay of the terrific action on the field today. Call them at 215-345-9920 on 1st and 10. Backs are split. Handoff goes to Gregoric. He'll get it back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard, make it 2nd and 9. And an important thing we remember here, they can get a first down without a touchdown.
Angela Polina in on a play, makes a nice play. Knifes in there, makes a tackle also in there. Number 50, Showalter, Matt Showalter, also playing really tough the last couple weeks on that D-line for West. And you're right, Bobby, they can get a first down, but I go back to, it's really hard in a game like this, and I know it's early, to take points off the board, especially against this tough West defense.
I agree with that, but when you've got to have faith in your offense. This team has averaged about 40 points a game. No reason why they shouldn't. Handoff goes to Wilson, breaks it outside. He's going to go in for the touchdown.
There's a reason why.
Took it out, and there's your reason why. 6 points on the board. It's 13-7. Becca High takes the lead.
Well, that punt return set it up, as you see our Holbert's touchdown sponsor there. The punt return by Scipio set that up, and then the roughing the kicker call, really a big play, really hurts. And Samantha Smith coming in now to kick this extra point, trying to put Becca up by 7.
Do it out of Mario D'Angelo's hold. So they'll try for the extra point, try to make it 14-0. Snap good, placement good. Kick is up, kick is high, the kick is good. Samantha Smith puts the extra point on with 2:07 to go in this first half. The score goes to Bethlehem Catholic 14, Central Bucks West 7. You heard me right, folks. The Bucks trail with 2:07 to go in the half. Still a long way to go, though, Tom.
Well, absolutely. You know, you look at this West team, and it is very early. I remember the Central Dauphin game that goes back. Here it is, just a little play. Watch Wilson right here, off the block, kicks it outside. You see the pressure over the point of the ball tucked away. Nice execution. Offensive line did a nice job. But we go way back to that Central Dauphin game a couple years ago that West was behind. It was over at Hershey. Flory and I did the game, and everybody was really concerned. Don't get concerned yet. This is a good football team. They haven't won 43 games in a row for nothing.
That's exactly right. And on the other side of it, just playing the devil's advocate, Becca High, they have absolutely nothing to lose here. They're here. They're thrilled to be here. It's their first year here in a few years. They have won a state championship previously. That was several years back. And now they lead 14-7. And then remember, the Bucks have no timeouts left. So let's see what happens here. See if they try the directional kick again. Now it's a straight-on kick. It's going to go over to the side. Camburn will get to about the 13-yard line. Cuts it up to the 20, 25, to the 30, to the 35, to about the 36-yard line. And it is there the Bucks will take over the ball. Now let's see what they do. They have the wind to their backs. That last series, Bethlehem Catholic just pinned their ears back and buried Oriole in a big loss. So remember also the other side of it is if they don't move the ball, Becca High still has all 3 of their timeouts left. So the Bucks have got to be careful here. I would be very surprised if they don't just play it a little bit conservatively here.
Go to the big guy.
Single setback is Picciotti, man in motion. Ryan Blumgren. It's the counter give to Camburn, and that's not going to work. This team has been schooled on that counter give.
Again, in there is Grigorek and the rest of that Becca High defense really starting to pick up the momentum now. Believe they can beat this West team. I'm really impressed inside what they've done to take away the run. But again, Dustin Picciotti, look for him to get the ball here now the next couple plays. Go back to what you do best, which is just pound the big guy.
Backs are split. Camburn and Picciotti on second down behind Oriole. Back to pass. Looking. He's going to be hit. He throws the ball as he's hitting. They're going to, I think they're going to, no, they see a receiver. So they're going to call it. They're going to call it an incomplete pass. I'll tell you what, I got to tell you, Becca High has an argument.
Well, I'll tell you what, Oriole does a great job here. He knows he's in trouble. He throws the ball in the direction. He makes it an official's call. There is a back Kenyon about 7-8 yards in the flat, and the referee's making the call that he's throwing the ball in that direction, and he's getting hit as he's thrown.
Now,
it looks like to everybody that he threw it in the ground,
right.
But he does the right thing to turn and throw in that direction.
Now, if I'm Becca High and they don't get the first down and they run the ball, I call timeout because there's a minute 24 to go in the half, and they have the ball. They still have all 3 of their timeouts left. Let's see what happens here on third down, rolling to the right side. Is Oriole. He cuts it upfield. He's going to be brought down to the 40. Let's see if they call timeout here.
I see Coach out there.
I see them wanting to call the timeout. They haven't called. There they go. They called the timeout. So you have a minute 12 to go, and they're going to punt the ball away. With Scipio back there, anything can happen. They have 2 timeouts left. Now you'll take a look at it on the replay, Tom.
Oriole just trying to get behind Dustin there. Shows the pump like I'm going to throw, puts it on his hip. He's trying to get that first down. Mitchell has something to say about it, takes him down. It'll be 4th and 6.
Brandon Isaacs also hit him initially and brought him down as well. So right now on the timeout, they want to talk about it a little bit. The Bucks, now you look at with a minute 12 to go, you've got a quarterback who's got a good arm, you got a punt returner, and what they need to do is to make sure if Scipio gets that ball, they've got to hem him in and keep him in. Keep them back there. 2 timeouts left. There's a lot of time left, but their field goal kicker is adequate at best. I mean, you saw the one kick that was a 35-yarder, not a tremendously long field goal, and that had to struggle to hit the crossbar and go over on the roughing the kicker penalty. But again, what they've got to do, the Bucks have got to do now is put it in a position where they've got to go 60, 70, 80 yards to get a touchdown.
Well, here they just got to get the punt off, as you said, contain the guy, try to prevent him from making a big play, and then you got a minute to play some defense.
Scipio back deep, low punt. Oh, and he's got a problem. He's going to run. And he's going to get the first down. Dave Camburn takes it up to the 50-yard line, turned a mistake into a huge positive. The snap was off to the left. The rush came off Camburn. Mr. Excitement gets outside the contain and gets the first down.
Amazing play. I can't believe that that's designed for him to fake it like he's in trouble. But I'll tell you what, I thought he was in trouble, and the fact that he's able to get a first down on that is just amazing, and West keeps the drive alive.
Ball to the 48-yard line of the Golden Hawks. Under a rush is Oriole, throwing it deep for Camburn, trying to get it. It's going to be way too long for him.
And that's tough to ask Oriole after that long run, then to come out and, on a quick play, run about another 40 yards. Camburn and make a big play.
Well, it wasn't just that. It was the fact that Oriole was under a huge rush, and he just flung the ball out there for grabs. Camburn not only had to make a long run, he also had to adjust. He was looking inside, the ball was thrown outside. He had no prayer at it. So, but the Bucks have dodged a monstrous bullet. I mean, Camburn showing his cool, his composure, getting outside the contain and making the big run for the first down. Second down, single setback, rolling to the right is Oriole. Looking, throwing, got a man. It's Ted Kenyon. Kenyon gets out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. Now, they do have a field goal kicker. You have 41 seconds to go. You need another 15 yards or so to give Tumblety a shot with the win.
Well, there's plenty of time for them to use his clock at the 35-yard line and get down the field and get more than a field goal, get touchdown, CB West can score from anywhere.
Well,
We've seen it all year.
The ideal would be the touch, but they want to at least give themselves a shot to get the field goal. Backs are in the eye. On 1st and 10, back to pass. Under the rush, he throws it. He's got a man downfield, and they're pushing for it. And oh, a great defensive play. A great defensive play. No flag on the play.
And the West sideline is just really upset. They want the flag. And I got to tell you, he was being pushed while that ball was in the air.
Yes,
it looked like it from here, but no flag. And it's going to be 3rd and 10 for CB West. Oriole just puts it out there. Kenyon almost had a chance. The defensive back does a great job. Once that ball was up, it was tipped up in the air.
Yes, it was.
He pulled Kenyon away
down,
from the
couldn't
ball.
Get to the ball. So 2nd down and 10 right now. We have 35 seconds. Still plenty of time as long as they can move the sticks, because they don't have any timeouts left. If they run a play and don't get a 1st down, they got a problem. If they stay in bounds, rolling, throwing. He's got Kenyon. Kenyon gets out of bounds at the 20-yard line, and now they're in field goal position.
You got to love Oriole's composure there. He knows he's got a big play to make, rolls out, sets his feet, throws a dart to Kenyon. Kenyon gets it, catches the ball, gets out of bounds. 23 seconds to go, right on the 20-yard line.
Now
Plenty of time.
Now you have to make sure if you throw a pass, it's one of two things. If it's caught, you get out of bounds. If it's not caught, you throw it out of the end zone and live to fight another day. Now let's see if they try a blitz on Oriole, because you got to believe they're going to be passing the ball here. Back to pass. The blitz is on. Oriole over the middle. Ball bounces. Is a complete no. They're saying it bounced. Both officials immediately called it. And you have no argument from Kenyon, so the ball bounced in there. Now that was a good play, because if he catches the ball, it's a 1st down, and that does stop the clock.
Well, nice job, nice pattern by Brian Callahan. Goes down, he's just running a hook pattern. Oriole steps up in the pocket, does a nice job, just doesn't get enough on it. Callahan does a good job to make a play on the ball. But West is going to have a big 2nd down play.
I said Kenyon, it was Callahan on the attempted catch. On 2nd down, throwing the ball. He throws it high. It's almost intercepted, almost caught as the receiver fell down and got buried as they went for the ball.
That looks like it was DiGiacomo. He's in the play. Now he's back down on the field. We know that he was hurt coming into the game, and it really looked ugly, like when he went up for the ball, he landed funny, I thought, on his arm. We'll have to see, but he's down right now.
He is down to an injured player on the field right now. I think it is Phil DiGiacomo, who's had a season filled with injuries and a season filled with greatness, too. You got to take your hat off to Phil. He has been one tough character all year long.
Great kid.
Absolutely.
Might be just a pure, the best athlete on this West team, right? And our hearts go out to him right now. Hopefully he's okay. I thought Doc Burmeister was looking at his leg initially.
I don't think that is that DiGiacomo? I don't think it is. It is Phil DiGiacomo. I wasn't sure. They have him up now. He got blasted as the ball went up. It was a clean hit. There was nothing wrong with the hit.
It was the way he landed.
Yeah, and it just was the way he came down. He came down, and he's struggling to get back up now. They got him on his feet. This appears to be his leg. It is. This is not good. I think Phil unfortunately, I think Phil may be done for the day.
He's got a lot of courage, as you said. He's battled some problems with his legs and back all year. But he's the type of kid, a real competitor, wants to play. Despite the injuries there, he comes in, does a great job to go up for the ball, isn't able to come down with it. I believe he's going to be back.
So on 3rd and 10, they'll take one more crack at the end zone. And Oriole must get rid of the ball. Absolutely has to get rid of the ball here if he's under the rush. Now we have a switch and we have encroachment, and they haven't called it because the play wasn't set yet. Oriole throws. He's got a man. It's a little bit high, and now we'll bring Tumbley into the game. He'll try about a 37-yarder. So they tried the pass play, and actually it was fortunate in the fact that that ball would not have been, if it completed, would not have been a 1st down. The clock would have continued to move. He threw the ball intended for either Camburn or Kenyon. They were both in the area, and he wasn't able to do it. And let's see what we have now.
Looks like they're going to go for it.
They're going to go
13
for
seconds
it.
to go.
Now, this is interesting. They're not going to try the field goal, so they've decided not to go for the field goal. They're going to go for the first or the touch. So 4th and 10 from the 20. Back to pass goes Oriole. Throws it over the middle. Throws it high and incomplete in the Golden Hawks of hell. So the Bucks take it all the way down on after a great fourth down run by Camburn on a bad snap on a punt, but are unable to do it as they can't put points on the board. The clock shows 8 seconds to go. You got to figure Becca High will either take a knee or, well, they'll take a knee at this point. I was going to say maybe try a Hail Mary, but not from your own 20-yard line.
Now I think you'll see him put a knee down here, go into the half, be happy with the 7-point lead.
Oh, yeah. I'm a little surprised. I thought Tumblety had the leg to do it, but of course the coaching staff knows better. On first down, handoff goes to Wilson. He'll get it up to the 27-yard line, and that is where we will end the first half. An exciting first half it was that has shown both teams struggle back and forth. Big turnovers helping the Bucks and the Golden Hawks, but it's the Golden Hawks on a great punt return by Eddie Scipio setting up the second touchdown. He goes to the locker room with the 14-7 lead. You see the Barb Lynn Carpet One scoreboard. Teams go to the locker rooms. We'll take a break and be right back. Don't go away.
Got a mess? Call Wes. Don't worry. Got a mess? Call Wes. For 25 years, Wes Hibbert has been helping people clean up the dirt that everyday life can throw their way. Wes Hibbert handles all calls personally, so whether your carpets need a thorough wet cleaning or a careful dry cleaning, he'll be happy to schedule an appointment that's convenient for you. While he's there, ask Wes about the special way he can clean your leather upholstery. So for all of your cleaning needs, don't forget, when you've got a mess, call Wes.
Welcome to a land of law, a place ruled by the dinosaur, where cactus-clad mountains spew lava and smoke, and craters hide inquisitive folk, where wise old turtles share their views on creatures with red vests and powder blue shoes. There's so much to Galapagos, so much we could say. 'Twould be most preposterous if it all went away.
What do you want to leave your children, the story or the place that inspired it? Since 1961, World Wildlife Fund has helped safeguard thousands of species like these, animals which can be found nowhere else on Earth. But in areas like the Galapagos Islands, we need your help to do more. Phone us at 1-800-CALL-WWF to find out about World Wildlife Fund's Living Planet campaign and about our free action kit, which includes information on what you can pledge to do to help leave our children a living planet.
Back at Goodman Stadium on the campus of Lehigh University in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Bob Friedman along with Tom White, John Price. Halftime score, Becca High 14, CB West 7. John Price down on the field has an injury report on Phil DiGiacomo. What's the story, John?
Bob and Tom, as the teams were leaving for halftime, I had a chance to stop in and check at the training table on the sideline with Doug Boylan, who's interning as a physician on the west sideline. Phil DiGiacomo was up on the training table, and it looked like his right ankle was giving him problems. They weren't exactly sure what the specifics of it were at that point, but they were going to bring him into the locker room and try to determine what it was. I did see Phil talking to one of the other coaches on the sideline. He cracked a little bit of a smile, so it didn't seem like he was in overwhelming pain, and I'll try to find out whether or not he's going to come back out and play the second half. Back up to you guys.
Good job, John. And of course, the halftime and the sideline report brought to you by the Intelligencer Record. For complete game coverage, including game stats and photos, read the Intelligencer this Sunday. For home delivery, call 215-345-3020. You know, we asked why. We were talking about why didn't Tumblety try the field goal? And it suddenly dawned on me as we were taking the break, as you see DiGiacomo slowly walking off, who is the holder on field goals?
Phil DiGiacomo.
That's exactly it. So they may have decided to go for the first down because of the fact perhaps they didn't have an experienced holder. Of course, DiGiacomo has been out for a few games, and they have had different holders, but it was a third down play that he got hurt on. I think they had to make a quick decision there. I don't think it, this is my opinion, and I'm sure Coach Pettin would tell me I'm dead wrong, but I don't think it was the fact they didn't have confidence in Tumblety. He certainly has the leg. I think it was the fact that Giacomo went down, and he's the normal holder on kicks.
Well, I think that might be it, but I also think he really is confidence in his team, and he really thought he could score or
and
he could get the first down.
It was not it was a pass that Callahan almost brought down. You talk about a game of inches. That pass 3-4 inches lower. Callahan's got that pass for a touchdown. He did have the defense. He did have position on the defense. Did a great job on it. I'll tell you what, let's talk about the scoring in a minute, but right now, let's take another quick break, and we'll be right back.
Bridget's Brownies offers a selection of memorable, impressive, and delicious gift boxes of brownies for your favorite friends, most important clients, and dearest family members. Or perhaps treat yourself to something very special. Our rich and decadent versions of the classic American treat, made with fresh local ingredients and a blend of 3 superior Belgian chocolates. Call 215-340-1000 and order your Bridget's Brownies today.
For all the color and excitement, the real story behind the action, turn to the sports pages of the Intelligencer Record. From local youth sports results to local high school action to the pros, it's all there every day in the Intelligencer Record. Plus columnists, game summaries, stats, box scores, and all the inside info you want about your favorite teams and players. Read the Intelligencer Record every day. For home delivery, call 345-3020.
And we are back at Goodman Stadium, Lehigh University, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, on a gorgeous early December day. Happy holidays to you all. Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, Christmas, Kwanzaa, Ramadan, whatever you may have. It's we wish you the best of holidays. And Bob Friedman, along with Tom White and John Price. Tom, I'm looking at the game, I'm looking at the trends, and you see the West is trailing 14-7, but I've got to honestly say, West has really looked sharp on offense in some respects. I think we talked about in the past how Patton and Carey will take him at a halftime and rattle the walls. I don't think this is the time to do that necessarily. If I'm in that locker room right now, I'm saying, hey guys, it's a tough game. We've had a couple of fumbles. We've played well. Let's stay with it. And then they make the adjustments. They need to adjust. Porter, they know, has got a good arm. When he's got the wind with him, he's going to be dangerous. So he will have the wind in the fourth quarter, I do believe. So they've got to do something in the third quarter, make something happen. Now remember, Bethlehem Catholic has the ball to start the third quarter.
That's right. That's the key. Kick off, hold them on downs, and get the ball back in good field position. That's the #1 priority for West. And you know Mike Pettin's talking about that right now. Let's stay focused. Let's come back in the second half, do what we do well. Tackle, block, run hard. We're going to give the ball to Dustin Picciotti, and we're going to ride his strength, which is just run over people and try to milk the clock. We've seen Bethlehem Catholic has had some success running the ball, throwing the ball. So what the defense has got to do is try to shut them down. But if they can't, the offense can counter that by long, methodical drives, eat the clock, score some points, and try to keep the ball away from Becca.
You look at the way the game turn has gone. West gets the opening kickoff, moves the ball smartly down the field, some nice runs, has the ball down to the 30-yard line of Becca High, trying to struggle for some yardage. Picciotti loses the handle on the football. Becca High takes it over. West was driving. You've got to believe they would have gotten no worse than 3 points out of that drive. They were moving well. Becca can't move the ball. They go 3 and out. They punt the ball to West. West uncharacteristically gets smushed 3 and out. Has to punt the ball away. Gets the ball over. Becca High gets the ball back, and they move down the field very smartly on a great pass. A couple of great pass plays. Terrific pass into the end zone for a touchdown, and suddenly it's 7-0. And then disaster strikes. Again, West moving the ball well. Moving the ball very well. Again, in Becca territory. Again, little problem on the exchange. Ball goes on the ground. Becca High's there to recover the fumble. They don't score from that one. But turnovers have a way of coming around. What goes around comes around. Here goes Becca High, moves the ball down into Central Bucks West territory. Got the ball down around the 30-yard line, and you're thinking, oh man, can you believe this? It could be 14-0 or at least 10-0. Porter goes back to pass, gets sacked, the ball comes loose. Ryan Blumgren gets him. We didn't give him enough credit. We talked about Polina's great run, but Blumgren set it up with the blitz and the sack. Polina picks it up, gets it as far as he can. From there, it's they have a personal foul called on Becca High, which is big. It moves down to 6. You're on Route 33, Picciotti Pike. Dustin takes it on one carry and takes it right up the middle into the end zone. It's 7-7. But the big play of the half came in the second quarter. Camburn punts the ball away. Eddie Scipio gets the ball down around his 17-yard line, and Tom, it looked like he was buried. He was boxed in, had the sideline to his left side, no place to run. You mentioned one thing, one of the defenders slipped down. This is a little bit of a slippery field right now. They did rain.
It rained heavy
today.
last night.
Right. So he slips down. It gives Scipio a chance to sidestep, puts a little bit of a hip fake on him, sees a crack, and he goes 60 yards downfield before you know what's happening. And suddenly, Becca High's in position to score, and score they did.
And the part of that, they get down. West actually holds them. It's fourth down. They go for the field goal.
Right.
They kick it. It bounces off the crossbar for the 3 points.
Right.
And what happens then is they get roughing the kicker. West they take the ball points off the board, and our buddy Dave Wilson runs it in for a touchdown.
For the touchdown, and that's where we stand right now. So the Central Bucks West High marching band is on the field, the highly acclaimed marching band. Let's watch them as we go to break. We take a look at the Barblin Carpet One scoreboard, 14-7. Becca High with the lead over Central Bucks West. We'll take a break and be back for the exciting final 24 minutes of this game. Don't you dare go away.
Think you've seen it all?
Think again.
It's your life.
Live it.
It's your time.
Use it.
It's your future.
Protect it.
Air Force Reserve. What a way to spend your time.
1-800-257-1212.
Stadium on the campus of Lehigh University in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Bob Friedman along with Tom White and John Price bringing the PIAA Quad A Eastern Championship game. Becca High leading Central Bucks West at the half, 14-7. Tommy, the statistics are very, very close. Both teams playing very close to the vest and tight. There's an 11-yard difference in total yardage. Before we go into those stats, let's go down and talk to John Price. John, what you got on the field there?
Bob and Tom, I'm down on the sideline with Penn Ridge head football coach Jeff Hollenbach, coming off the heels of an unbelievably successful season in that program there. Coach, you were here for the first half. You saw the line play for both teams. You were a little bit impressed with Becca High's offensive line ability.
Especially their offensive line, yeah. Becca has big kids inside. West has some real quick kids in their defensive line, but Becca's handling them pretty well, and I'm impressed with what Becca's doing so far.
Any other observations from the first half?
Well, Becca did a super job capitalizing on West's mistakes. 2 fumbles is not normal for them. Giving them the big punt return, that's not normal for West. And Becca, Becca did a nice job overcoming that. West is still West, and I'm looking for a great second half here. I think they're going to come back.
from the standpoint of a head coach, if you're Mike Patton, what happens at halftime? Do you make any adjustments, or what do you see him doing to try to get himself back on top?
I think they need to adjust a little bit on some of their offensive running plays, because like their counter plays, they were not doing as well on their counter plays as they usually do. I think they're going to make a couple of minor adjustments, but they're going to come out and play West football, and it's going to be a great second half.
Coach Jeff Hollenbach, I appreciate it. Thanks a lot for joining us. Also, one last note. As we were getting ready, we saw Phil DiGiacomo being helped in onto the field by one of the physicians and a trainer. So it doesn't look like we'll see him in the second half. Back to you guys.
Thanks, John. Good job. And thanks to Ventresca's, located at 145 West State Street, Doylestown, Pennsylvania. Your full-service men's store now offering free gift wrapping. That's right, free gift wrapping on all gifts purchased for the holidays. We talked about the statistics, Tom, and let me just go over them briefly. Both teams have 8 first downs. Rushing, Central Bucks West, 23 rushes for 89 yards. That's not quite 4 yards a carry. You have Becca High with 19 rushes for only 33 yards. Passing, the Bucks are 3 for 11. Becca is 5 for 8. 48 yards passing for the Bucks, 88 yards passing for Becca. Total yardage 137 for CB West, 127 for Becca High. But the big statistic is in the upper left-hand portion of your screen there. You see it's 14-7. And the one statistic we didn't talk about is special teams yardage, return yardage. And that Scipio return punt is huge.
It was a huge return. Elsing was the guy that actually knocked Scipio out, saved the touchdown. Becca eventually, after the penalty on the field goal, punched it in on Wilson's run. But I'll tell you what, special teams could be a very big part of this second half.
Well, the Bucks will be going into the wind the third quarter. The wind is going about 15 to 20 miles, and a little bit of a breeze there. Tumblety will kick it off. We do have the kickers, by the way, for Becca High, and while they're placing, number 19 is Mark Peruzzi, and the one who attempted the field goal, the left footer, number 18, was James Clark. We apologize for not having them earlier. Those are the kickers for Becca High. Right now, Tumblety setting the ball up at the 40-yard line. You saw the wind knock the ball down a little bit, so there is a bit of a breeze, and he's going to be kicking into it. And the dangerous Mr. Scipio is standing at the 11-yard line. Let's see if Tumblety tries another directional kick. He hits it high, he hits it short. It'll be fielded by an up man at the 25-yard line, and you won't get anywhere beyond that. That time it was coverage to the max.
Brandon Isaacs takes it. Nice job, just tries to get what he can. And West, we talked about it at halftime. Again, we'll talk about it now. Defense has got to gel a little bit. I'm sure they've made some adjustments. They've seen some of the things that Bethlehem Catholic has done in the first half. They got to try to hold them here on 3 downs, get the ball back, and have good field position.
Especially this quarter, the Golden Hawks have the wind, and Borda has shown to be dangerous with that wind behind them. On 1st and 10, the backs are split. Gregoric and Wilson. Handoff goes to Wilson. He pops outside, gets hit at the line of scrimmage, does a nice job to bounce off, and he'll get about 3 yards on a play which looked like it wasn't going to get anything.
Yeah, good job there. He just his hustle play. He gets hit right in the backfield and bounces it outside. Elsing again contained, does a good job to get his foot, trip him up. Nonetheless, he gets about 3.5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Carry of, they'll give him the ball. The original line of scrimmage was between the 26 and 27. He's just touching the 30-yard line called. See, second about 6.5. Backs again split behind Borda, the sophomore quarterback. Now in motion goes Gregoric to the outside. And they're going to have some movement. Let's see who this was on. I'm not sure if the Bucks might have gone into the neutral zone or not. Flag went immediately. There might be motion on, let's see what's happening. This might be motion on Becca High. They're moving back, so it looks like it might be.
Good ball. Full start on the offense.
You know, I've noticed on a couple plays in the first half where I thought 1 or 2 of the offensive linemen seemed to move, and it was right before the ball snapped, and it wasn't called. Interesting if Mike Patton or one of the coaches from West said to the ref, watch the line in the second half. I think they're moving
it's
early.
funny. I saw the same thing. I just wasn't sure. It looked like the right side of the line was just making a little quick move just before the ball was snapped. And if I pick it up from here and you pick it up, certainly the coaching staff's got it. So now it's 2nd and about 12. Back to throw on the little pass to the outside. That will be ruled a pass. It was not a lateral. West wants the ball, but it was a forward pass intended for Wilson. Wilson dropped the ball, and it's a good thing he did because he he's about to get splattered.
Well, Earl, here it is. He just rolled out his board. He's looking at Wilson. We saw this play in the first half, and he catches the ball. Here he drops it. I think he hears footsteps. Gavin Potter right on it. But early in the game, 10:50 to go in this third quarter, here's a big play.
Now, here's a problem. The sun has just come out. Look at the shadows. Borda is going to be looking directly into the sun, but more importantly, in the fourth quarter, it's going to be Oriole who'll be looking into a setting sun. Now they go into a shotgun formation. A little confusion. Timeout's called. What's happening here?
Second official's timeout.
They're clapping. I wanted.
Actually, there's a flag down now that I look far across the field.
West may have encroached. Let's see.
Substitution infraction on the defense. Still third down.
It's an illegal substitution, so that'll be 5 yards. So they'll get back to where they were originally. And now it'll be third down and about 6.5.
But Borda likes the play where Deezer will come out and run that little flat. We saw it earlier in the first half. He's also got D'Angelo out here too, spread out. Let's see who he likes.
In the shotgun for the first time today is Borda. On third down, takes a snap. Rolls up out of the pressure. He's got some room to run. He's getting around one guy. Will not do it. So they will not get the first down. Ted Kenyon came up and made a great play.
That's either Kenyon, I think, Bobby, it might have been Callahan, and he's been so solid all year. That's a tough guy to come up, wrap a guy in the open field. Here it is. Borda's going to, if he gets by him, Callahan here comes up. Yep. That's a great tackle. And you will look back at the end of this game on a big third down play early in this game. Callahan makes it.
Well, Callahan made the play. My apologies to the Callahan family. It was a super play by Brian Callahan. And the punt by Gregoric is a low end over end. It'll bounce. It'll take a great Becca high bounce roll inside the 20 to the 18. As Camburn thought about going to pick it up, still had room. It was a low kick, but slipped. And this turf is a big equalizer today. It is evidently very slippery out there.
Actually did a nice job to kick the ball away from Camburn. It takes a Becca high hop. But let's go back to what we talked about in the half. What was their priority? Come in, hold them, get the ball back. Not quite as what we thought field position-wise. Nonetheless, they got the ball about 10:03 to go in this third quarter. Look for a lot of Dustin Picciotti and power football here.
Well, again, the defensive backs will be looking back into the sun, but then the receivers will on the passing plays as well. Double wing on first down. Picciotti, the setback. Man in motion. It's the handoff to Picciotti. He's got about 4 yards on the first carry. Make it 2nd and 6.
And if you can do that all day, you can go right down the field. We've talked about it all day. Just give the big guy the ball behind Showalter, behind Daly, behind the rest, Bobby Bowser up there, Mitski up there. These guys, John Bear in there,
yep.
Those guys do a great job. All I need is to get a piece of the defensive lineman, drive them, and let the big guy run behind him.
Big guy rumble through. 5-yard gain on the carry, 2nd and 5. Again, the double wing formation with the single setback. Polina in motion. Picciotti, the single setback. The pitch goes to Picciotti. Turns the corner. He's got the first down over the 30 to about the 31-yard line. He showed power. He showed ability to know where the hole was, and he showed a little bit of speed when he needed to cut it up.
That's what West does best. Don't go away from it until Becca High stops it.
So a first down for the Bucks. They move the ball to the 31-yard line. We're into the third quarter, about 9:10 to go in the third quarter. 14-7 Becca High with the lead. They did not move the sticks on their first possession, and the Bucks take over. On first down, again, just burying his way, burrowing, whatever you want to call it. He'll get about 4 yards on the carry to the 35-yard line is Picciotti. So they're getting back to what they did against North Penn a few weeks ago in the regular season game. Just smash mouth football. I'm going to push you back until you stop me.
Well, some of the things that happened to them in the first half were the fumbles. They did a lot of this, if you remember, early in those drives, and they put the ball down and turned it over. If they can avoid the turnover here and stay with this power game, they'll be tough to stop.
Split backs are split. Again, it goes to Picciotti on second down. He's got the first down, steps out at about the 42-yard line. So it's up the middle, around the side, up the middle, around the side so far. All Picciotti, 2 first downs. The ball will move to the 41-yard line. I believe it's first down. They haven't moved the sticks yet. but where they're setting the ball down, yeah, it's a first down. So they get a fresh 4, do the Bucks, and they move the ball out to just beyond the 41-yard line.
Last week, they ran that play to perfection against Abington Heights. Poor Matt Tosh, he was the corner, I'll never forget, for Abington Heights. He absolutely got crushed a couple times by either Polina or Paciotti. Either one of those guys coming at you, kicking you out on that corner is a tough play to ask anybody to make.
On first down, handoff goes to Paciotti. He's got 3, he's got 5, he's got 10. He breaks outside and gets inside the 45-yard line and back high to the 44 and just smash mouth Central Bucks West football.
Well, you knew they were going to come back to it. They had a couple things happen to them in the first half with turnovers, but if they can avoid that here, I'll tell you what, Becca High is going to have to find some other way, maybe run blitzes, do something different, because if they stay in the defense they're in, West is going to put this in.
Well, this serves 2 purposes if it's successful all the way downfield. We'll go into that in a minute. On 1st and 10, the ball at the 45-yard line. Power eye look. It goes to Paciotti, and this time he won't get anything.
Well, that time they take the linebacker Mitchell and they run blitz him right up into the hole where they know Paciotti's coming. That's smart football. But again, look for him to come back in a different formation and get someone else the ball here.
I'll tell you what I'd like to see. I would like to see them fake the ball to Paciotti and Oriole keep it and do a naked around the other side. They are really pursuing the Paciotti right now. What this is doing, we said, serving 2 purposes. 1, it burns the clock down. It doesn't allow Borda and his crew to get the ball as much. 2, it makes a statement, says, hey, look, you're going to have to stop us. Well, they did on that first down carry. Backs are split, wing to the right side, now in motion. That's Andy Schmidt. It goes to Paciotti around the 5, right side. He's got 7, maybe 8 yards. He'll be close to the first down. As they just put the power of football, they're just saying, look, this is it.
And that's the same play, except they take Schmidt, run him in motion to the long side of the field, so you're thinking, okay, they're going to come this way. They run it back to the weak side of the formation. Paciotti gets a block by Blumgren. He kicks out his guy, and you got a guy 6'3", 245. He's going to run over the guy that's 5'7", 170.
And we talked about the Potters doing things well. The Blumgrens are the same way. And are the Paciottis. Paul, Dustin, great team, great families. On 3rd down and short, first down run, handoff underneath, and carrying the ball for the first down is, I believe, Paciotti again. This has been all Dustin Paciotti.
And that offensive line for CB West just doing it right now. We talked about him earlier. Showalter, Mitski, Daly, Bear, Matt Carey also in there at his tight end spot. Callahan will come in occasionally and play tight, but it's basic football. If you can't stop my power game, I'm going to stick with it until you do.
Clock running with 6:20 to go in the 3rd quarter, 14-7, Becca High with the lead, but the Bucks on the march at the Becca 33-yard line. Handoff goes to Paciotti, breaks 1 tackle, pushes it inside the 30 to the 28-yard line, and that offensive line is getting a push, Tom.
Well, it was interesting that time the linebacker for Bethlehem Catholic, number 50, actually that's Bill Phillips, hits Paciotti in the backfield, and you watched Paciotti drag him 3 or 4 yards before the rest of the team showed up. Again, 4 yards on first down.
That's right.
And this drive has just been methodical, nothing pretty, just power football.
Gain of 4 on the play, ball just inside the 30-yard line, 2nd and 6. Backs are split, Camburn and Paciotti, wing to the right side. It's a pitch to Paciotti, he's got it to the 30. Gets hit, gets knocked out at about the 26-yard line. He'll be about 2 yards shy of the first down.
And they got the ball back at about the 10-minute mark. We're now at 5:35 as the clock is stopped as he goes out of bounds. But West chewing up a lot of time.
Well, they know if they can hold them out in the 3rd quarter, they've got the wind in the 4th quarter. Now, the wind has died down a bit now. The flags are hanging limp, but you know that they're going to be coming back.
Well, it's 3rd and 5. This is two down territory. I look for West to just go with the big guy here, 2 plays if he doesn't get it this time.
3rd and long 4. Single setback is Paciotti. On 3rd and 4, the handoff goes to Paciotti. He's hit. He can't quite get to the first down marker. It'll be 4th and short, and you got to think they're going to go for it here.
Yeah, look for maybe the double count. We saw last week in this situation. They ran a guy in motion and then did a double cut, and they actually got Abington Heights to come off sides. And look for something to happen like that here. Double count, and then even if they don't move, we're going to give the ball to Paciotti behind that big offensive line.
This is a momentum maker. One way or the other. 4th down, a little over single setback is Picciotti. Slot to the right side. On fourth down, they hand it to Picciotti. He hasn't got it. He does not get it, and Becca High has held. They went to the well one time too often, Tom.
And there's big number 70. I believe that's Pat Brown. He's in the middle of that line, and that is a huge play by Becca High here. You haven't seen that happen many times this year where West has had 4th and 1. And we've seen West, Bob, on their own side of the field go for it. They have that much confidence in the team. And it just showed the character of this Becca team. Well, they're going to come in and measure it.
Well, they have to. On fourth down and less, it's absolutely.
But it looks like
they're about a yard short.
Whole yard short, yeah.
Easily a yard short on this. So Becca High will take over. Now, that's a positive for Becca High. There's no two ways about it. But what Central Bucks West has done is they've turned around and they've said, look, we can move this ball against this team. We used one runner the whole way through and got it down from our 17 to their 24-yard line. We will be heard from again. There's a long time to go in this game. But now the defense has to come up big again, Tom. Borda's got the ball. There's a 4:54 to go in the third quarter. He's got that wind. He's looking into a pretty strong sun. But let's see what happens here. Single setback is Gregoric. Now in motion goes into the I position goes Wilson. He takes the handoff, or the pitch rather. And no, it's a keeper by Borda. And throwing the ball away is Borda. And I don't see a receiver in the area.
And the West coaches just want a flag because Borda had pressure. He had Showalter, and it looked like Blumgren in his face, and he just turned. He did have a guy somewhere in that area, but just threw it away under pressure. They're not going to get the call, but again, a big defensive play.
Great play. I must have missed it. Was it a flea flicker, or did you just do the good fake
It looked like a draw to Wilson, and as Wilson took the ball up the field, he pitched it back to Borda, and he was looking to get the guy deep, which is Deezer, but Kenyon did a great job from a safety spot to stay with him, and Borda had no one to throw to.
So on 2nd and 10, single setback. Back to pass, Borda under a rush, boom, he goes down!
And that ball's on the ground, and it doesn't look like they're going to give him a fumble. Let's see. No, it looks like they're going to give him the ball back.
No, he landed on the ball. He landed on the ball. He was down. The ball came loose, but he was on it when it went down. Let's see it again here.
Look at Carey. He came through. There's Ryan Blumgren. He's had a huge game.
Yes,
I got to tell you what, that ball's down.
Yeah, it was on the ground, but he was down when it fell loose.
But that's a huge play, 3rd and really long for Becca. Look for more pressure from West.
And again, that replay brought to you by Doylestown Sports Nutrition and Tanning Center on 3rd down. This could be a pass. It's not, and trying to get forward toward the 1st down. Not able to do so is Scipio. Boy, he's exciting. He got the ball there. It was a lateral. He could have thrown the ball, but he carried it. He'll get some yardage out and get him in better field position to punt the ball. But again, Becca High is held again, and the Bucks will take the ball over. And this time they should. I say should get it in better field position.
Well, let's see. Camburn's on his 40-yard line.
Yeah, he's just around the 38-yard line.
Let's say he gets a 10-yard. I'm going to say at minimum he's going to have the ball somewhere around midfield.
Well, let's see what happens here. This guy's been known to pop a few. This one's a long one, but he'll field it at around the 34. He drops the ball, picks it up. He'll get it up and he'll bring it out toward the 40-yard line. So not as good as you thought it would be, but certainly better than the 17 where they started. Let's see if the Bucks continue trying to do this. Just drive the ball down the field.
Yeah, they were real successful. Look for them to come back to the power football game. But also look, I think if they get a play where they have 2nd and 1 or 2nd and short, look for the play action pass.
Absolutely. Picciotti, by the way, in the first half, Camburn had 9 rushes for 46 yards. Picciotti 10 for 56. You got to think Piccioti's over 100 now with that last series. So on 1st and 10, the ball just shy of the West 40-yard line. West with their 2nd possession, double wing. Picciotti the single setback. And on 1st down, the handoff goes. No, it's a keeper. It's a keeper. The throw is in the middle. Intercepted by Scipio. Scipio stepped up, took the ball, and Becca High will get the turnover at the 44-yard line on a beautiful play by Eddie Scipio.
He watched that play all the way. He saw him roll. As you see him he gets high fives by the coach. Oriole does a good job, rolls out, and he's got a guy wide open, but Scipio was watching this all the way, and you don't see him, but he's actually breaking on the ball before it gets there, picks it off, and that's a huge, huge play at this point in this game. 3:12 to go in the 3rd quarter. They're up 14-7, have the ball on West's 44-yard line.
Now we have a timeout called by Becca High. As Becca High has done a great job here in holding back the Bucks. It's 14-7. And just a reminder, why the timeout for chocolatey treats that make great gifts for your friends, family, and business associates. Try Bridget's Brownies this holiday season. Call toll-free 1-888-340-2040, or you can email them at www.bridgetsbrownies.com. Bridget Brownie, I'm sorry, BRIGITSBROWNIE.com. So, the Bucks try the pass, do a little bit of trickery, try the rollout instead of the handoff. That play has been successful for them through the year, but again, they haven't been up against a team of Becca High's caliber. Scipio read that thing like a book. You could see, you saw it from here. He broke on the ball. As his arm moved forward, Scipio was moving forward, stepped right in front of the intended receiver, and he gives Becca High an absolutely superb opportunity at the Buck 44-yard line. And right now, CB West has got to make the stop here, or it's going to be a long road back home.
Well, this is what shows your character, why you're 43-0 for 3 seasons. CB West has come up with the answers before. I still think they can do it here.
Backs are split. Gregoric with the carry. He's got about 2, maybe 3 on the carry. Gets down to the 41-yard line, make it 2nd and 7. The defense has done a good job on them. The defense has done an excellent job, and the offense has done a good job. But those 3 turnovers have just killed the Bucks.
Polina up there, also in the tackle, Ryan Blumgren. Gregoric runs hard up inside, not finding much room. 2nd and 8 for this team.
Ball at the 41-yard line. Backs are split. And it goes to Wilson. Wilson will get nothing on the carry.
I'll tell you, Wes Pachotti there, he was in the backfield almost on the handoff, and they've really done a good job to shut Wilson down at the end of the second half and here in this third quarter.
They had a play-action pass in the first quarter that set up their first touchdown to Greg Mitchell over the middle. He did a little drag pattern, got into the middle, got open. Let's see if they try a little play-action or freeze the linebackers and see if they can get it to Mitchell.
Well, I would expect West to really come after him here. 3rd down, they've been very successful sending the linebackers, and Borda and the offensive line have had tough time on the blitz picking it up.
Backs are split. It's a pitch to Gregoric. He's going to throw. He throws, the ball's up for grabs, and it's intercepted by Kenyon. Kenyon back to the 30, cuts to the 35, to the 40, to the 45, knocked out of bounds, and the Bucks have dodged the bullet and have great field position. As Gregoric, you were right, they blitzed him and they buried him as he threw the ball.
Well, the guy that gets in his face does a good job because Gregoric, it's just a fullback pass. You don't see that much. Usually it's halfback pass. And he goes back as he sets his feet and turns to throw. Wasn't quite sure who the guy was that hit him, but drilled him. You could see the flight of the ball change. Kenyon plays center field, picks it off, runs it up, and this Buck team now back in business on their own 45-yard line. They need some points right now.
So the Bucks with the ball at the 45-yard line. We have 1:46 to go in the third quarter. Scoreless third quarter, still 14-7. Becca High with the lead. Backs are in the eye. Now Blumgren makes it a double wing. Camber and comes back into the eye on 1st and 10. It's a pitch to Camber. Camber takes it to the line of scrimmage, and Gregoric buries.
I'll tell you, this kid is a football player. He has really made some big plays defensively. He was probably the only guy not blocked on that play, and he comes up and takes Camber down. I'm surprised he even got a yard out of it.
His responsibility is to spy on Camber on the backfield. What he sees the pitch. What I'm impressed with, I watched him from the get-go on that. The acceleration to get to the point of attack and hit him perfectly. Camburn gets about a yard. He's lucky he got that. He's lucky he held onto the ball.
Well,
He got bombed.
He's definitely one of the best players in the state I've seen this year.
Double wing. Single setback is Pachotti. It's the counter. And again, Gregoric won't let him get out. He may have gotten him with a mask. He may have gotten a mask. 4 flags all around it.
You could see he was laying down on his belly, pounding his helmet, knowing he just made a great play.
And then
Unfortunately, grabbed the face mask. It's going to be advantage CB West. They're going to get, I believe the penalty here is, we'll have to see.
I think
it's definitely penalty, whether it's 15 or 5.
Well, if his head is turned down, if they feel he's been brought brought down by the face mask, it's a 15-yarder. And the way they're walking back, it's 15.
And he knew it. Just the character of the kid. He's like, man, I can't believe I did that. And this is going to be, it looks like a 15-yarder, Bob.
Face mask on the defense. First down.
So with a minute 2 to go in the third quarter, the face mask penalty gives the Bucks a first down. And I'll tell you what, it's a good thing because they were about to be buried back deep in the territory, back in a long third down play. So now they have a fresh 4 backs in the eye. Picciotti, the up back, Camber, and the tailback. He goes to Picciotti. He breaks along the line. He'll get about 3 yards on the carry. The clock will continue to run inside a minute to go in the third quarter. Still 14-7, Becca High. The ball now down and around the 38-yard line. So we'll call it a gain of about 4 on the carry.
Yeah, to get that 4 yards on first down. Big opportunity here on second down. We haven't seen the play action pass yet, and you know it's coming.
Well, I think they want to wait until they have the wind. The wind has picked up again. They're going into it for the next 20 seconds. On 2nd and 6. It's to Picciotti again, behind the cadre of blockers, gets down inside the 35 to about the 33-yard line. He'll be about a yard shy. Actually, they're going to say he stepped out at the 35, so he's going to be about 3 yards short of the first down. Make that a 3-yard carry. It'll be third down and 3 when the fourth quarter begins. We're at 0-0s. So buckle your seatbelts, folks. Here we go. The final 12 minutes of regulation. 14-7. Becca High leading CB West on the Barb Link Carpet One scoreboard. We'll take a break and be right back. Don't go away.
Think you've seen it all?
Think again.
It's your life.
Live it.
It's your time.
Use it.
It's your future.
Protect it.
Air Force Reserve. What a way to spend your time.
1-800-257-1212.
And we are back at Goodman Stadium on the campus of Lehigh University in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. A gorgeous day. The mountains just looking beautiful in the background. Temperature right now is a balmy 60 degrees for December the 4th. You can't beat that, Tom.
Gotta love it.
Gotta love it is right. So the Bucks now, we enter the fourth quarter. The Bucks trail 14-7. They have a 3rd and 3 at the Becca High 35-yard line. They've moved the ball consistently up against Becca High, but the Golden Hawks have made the big plays when they've had to. Single setback. Here's Picciotti. Wing to the right side, Blumgren. It goes to Picciotti. He's got a couple of yards. It's going to be short of the first down. And a good tackle made on the play once again. That was Greg Mitchell, one of the tacklers there. And it'll be 4th, and they're going to say that he got, let's see where they put it. He's about a yard, maybe 2 yards shy of the first down. They put the ball down at the 33.5-yard line. They need to get to just inside the 32 to get the first down. So this is another huge play. I'll tell you, and they're going to call timeout and talk about it.
And I think this is a great timeout.
Oh, it's great.
This is a big play in the game. He wasn't really sure. Oriole was over there. The clock was running down. And I know they're upset because they had to use a timeout. But this is a huge call. You need this first down.
Absolutely. And this timeout brought to you by Nat's Pizza and Family Restaurant in Doylestown. Since 1976, Nat's has been serving the best pizza, sandwiches, and Italian specialties to the Central Bucks West student body. Don't forget to try the refreshing Via Veneto Italian ice, is one of Tommy's favorites. Let's not talk about Nat's. Nat's a great place, but right now we got football to talk about. As we go to John Price. John, what you got down there?
Bob and Tom, a little football 101. West so far this season has done a great job with play action. It helps to have your running game going on all cylinders when you're doing it, but the keys aren't exactly what you think they might be. Mike Oriole does a nice job with his play action in the backfield, as do the fullbacks trying to conceal the ball. That's important when you're as big as a Dustin Paciotti. If you're a little back like a Cincini or a Putty Gilbert, you don't have to get down as low because you're behind the lineman. What you want to keep in mind for CB West, what makes their play action so much more effective, is the line play. You're not going to drop back in a pass block. You're going to fire off like a run block. That's going to throw off the defensive keys. Now they're actually running up like it's a pass. The other thing is Coach Pettin gets his sideline to yell pass at the time when they're running a play action, so that's supposed to key the defense to run up on the ball. Actually, they yell run. They bite up, and that usually leaves Kenyon wide open. Back up to you guys.
John Price, the football man himself.
Put a helmet on him.
This is football at its best. Fourth down, about 1.5 yards to go. Single setback. Here's Paciotti. On fourth down, the pitch goes to Paciotti. He's going to get buried, and he won't get the first down. Oh, the defense came up big time for Becca High. Holds Paciotti, and the Golden Hawks will take over. Tom, you got to hand it to Becca High. He did the job.
Well, there's been 2 plays now in this half where they've had 4th and 1, and they're going to have to measure this because, well, actually they're not. It looks
it's
like
not even close.
It's not even close, and they're going to turn the ball over. But they've had 2 4th and 1s, and I don't remember all year where I saw West have a 4th and 1 and not make it.
Absolutely. And you go to your big man, it's the right move. I was going to say if I'd had a moment, you wonder if they might fake it to Paciotti and let Oriole just carry it on a naked carry. But that's really an iffy thing, because if it doesn't work, then everybody second guesses. You got to go to your horse. And Paciotti did all he could, but you got to give credit to the other guys sometimes. And Becca High came up big. They've done it twice in the past 5 minutes. On first down, Wilson, big carry, breaks to the outside, the 40. It's a foot race, and he's just brought down from behind by Camburn at the 43-yard line of CB Wester. This game is over.
I'll tell you what, they've put him on the shelf a little bit because West is stymieing him at the end of the half and even in this half, but the fullback Gregoric gets a good block. Wilson gets out in front, and as you say, Camburn right here at the end, he's going to dive, he's going to clip his heel, knock him out of bounds. If he doesn't, it's another touchdown for Becca. 1st and 10, the ball at the Bucks 43-yard line. Boarded, the quarterback, with the backs in the eye. Handoff goes to Wilson. He breaks it. He's got a couple of yards, and that's all. Gavin Potter in on the tackle along with Brian Callahan. So make it 2nd down and about 8. Bowser in there as well from his D spot. But big series now here for West. Got to hold. They can't give up any points as we're right under the 11-minute mark in this 4th quarter. Down a score. The defense, which has done it really all year for them when they needed it, need to do something again for them to get them back in this game. Talk about adversity. It's staring them right in the face now in the form of the Bethlehem Catholic high school football team. Borda in a quarterback. Backs are staggered and split. Handoff goes to Wilson. Gregoric. He'll pound his way through and get another. No, it was Wilson on the carry. Gets about 2 yards, make it 3rd down, 6, maybe 5. Depends on where the spot is. Yeah, it's going to be 3rd and 5. Right now, timeout called by the official. I think we have an equipment problem where there might be some blood right now. As they take them off. And reminder again, today's game is brought to you in part by Arnold's Family Shoes in the Doylestown Shopping Center. Now they feature brands like Rockport, Florsheim, Stride Rite, and Timberland, as well as many others. Arnold's is also your hard-to-fit experts. Arnold's Family Shoes, owned and operated in the Doylestown Shopping Center since 1984. So, 3rd down, the spot's a good spot. Actually, it's 3rd and a long 4, short 5. So right now, what Becca High wants to do is burn the clock, but I would not be surprised here to see them throw this ball. Well, it's two down territory. It's 3rd and 4. I would really not do it if I'm them. I'm just
No,
going
I
to run.
wouldn't be surprised. I expect them to run the ball because they are in 2-down territory. And indeed, they do hand the ball off to Wilson. And indeed, he's got the first down at the 30-yard line. Similar play to the touchdown run that he ran, and the similar play to what he ran just before. Off the left side of that line, does a great job of sealing him in, and Wilson just follows it, gets the first down. More importantly, the clock will continue to move. We're inside 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Becca High with the ball and the lead, 14-7.
Well, that's a gutsy call now for Coach Stem. You said it. Maybe here you get the first down. Now you got 4 downs. Try to use up some more of the clock, and then if you can, play action pass and try to catch them off guard. But I'll tell you, this West defense right now needs a big play.
Backs are split. On 1st and 10 at the West 30-yard line. It's a handoff. Wilson
And there
is
it
throwing
is.
in the backfield. Brian Callahan. And this time I got his number right.
Callahan, he's just been a stud inside for West all year. Just so quick, gets to the hole. He's able to take on big fullbacks and also catch quick running backs from behind. There, you just look at that quickness. Bobby Bowser in there well, having a big game himself. West needs a couple more big plays here.
They cannot allow Becca High to get inside the 20. They just cannot do it. If they do that, they are in deep, deep trouble. 2nd down, a long 10 to go, 10.5 to go. Backs are split and staggered. Man in motion, D'Angelo. Pitch goes wide to Wilson. Tries to cut it outside. He won't get back to the line of scrimmage. Stopped at the 31-yard line.
Again by Callahan.
And Brian Callahan again with a great play.
And we remember the play he made early in the first half when they needed a big play on 3rd down and a quarterback border rolled. Here it is. Here it is. We'll go back to that thought in a minute. But here's Wilson. Try to look at Callahan again, that big linebacker. Good speed, able to chase down Wilson. But in that early in the half, they had that big 3rd down play. Border ran it. It was a one-on-one. I got to tackle this guy, and he made the play.
That's exactly right. So 3rd down, 11 to go, a little more than almost 12 to go at this point. Single setback, double wing, man in motion is Wilson. On 3rd down. It's the reverse to D'Angelo. He may throw off of it. He cuts it up and he tries to break free. He won't. So it's 4th down at the 30-yard line. Now a decision here. Do they go for it or do they punt the ball or do they kick it? I think they just go for it here and take the chance.
Oh, I think you got to go for it here. Run the ball, take a chance to take more time off the clock. If you get the first down, great. But if you don't, maybe you can make the distance for West even further.
So here we are. It's 4th and about a little less than 10. They've got to get to just to the 20-yard line. They're just inside the 30 are the Golden Hawks. Clock continues to move. 7.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Slot to the left is D'Angelo. This is a passing look. Back to pass goes. The ball's loose. The ball's on the ground, and the Bucks are going to get it anyway. It doesn't matter. They're just going to get it in better field position. So the ball comes loose. It was 4th down anyway. It's a sack, a fumble, recovery by the Bucks. They'll have it at the 38-yard line with 7:19 to go in the fourth quarter.
Here's a replay. Ryan Blumgren takes on the blocking back. Also there in the backfield is Andrew Elsing. These two guys have been all over Border all day. There you see the ball comes out. West is going to get it. And they got decent field position. 7:13 to go in the fourth quarter. The defense has done it again for them, giving the ball back to the offense. And now the offense has got to click.
And that big sack was brought to you by the body shop at Holbert Motors Cars in Warrington, Pennsylvania on 1st down. Camburn has a lot of room to run, gets it up to the 50, cuts it to the left to the 40, inside the 40 to the 37-yard line. Dave Camburn, Mr. Excitement, and perfect blocking off the left side.
You get Picciotti out in front, and Camburn does a nice job, gets inside, steps aside a tackle, and then gets out to the sideline, isn't able to outrun Deezer, the safety, but a huge play after the big defensive play. And this West team is feeling the momentum change.
One thing to remember, though, Picciotti carried the ball virtually every play in the 3rd quarter and the first part of the 4th quarter. Camburn is fresh right now. He is not carried. That's the first series carry he's had in the 2nd half. Power eye look. It's a handoff to Camburn. He's going to get knocked down again on the counter, and well schooled as they have been all day. Becca High. You know, you keep saying to yourself, well, maybe they should just put that back in the playbook and tuck it away, but it's been successful so many times for them. All it's got to do is work once, and you see that Camburn is brought down by one guy. If he isn't brought down, he's got a whole field of green in front of him.
And you're right. That's a type of play where you can run it 5 times, and it works once. So you never know. That number 6, it might be golden.
Absolutely. So no gain on the play, make it 2nd and 10. Camburn will swing out to the left side. Single setback is Picciotti. Oriole on 2nd down. Rolls, he looks over the middle, pass is knocked down and almost intercepted. Hands up high, and that's what happens when you have a big defensive line. They get the hands up high, tries a little look-in pass. Oriole cannot get it over the line of scrimmage. Mike, of course, is 6'3", but when you've got a guy up there 6'5", putting those hands up, looking at 7 feet there, try that little pop pass, the ball is knocked away. So now it's 3rd and 10. The clock will be stopped with 6:15 to go in the 4th quarter, and the Bucks down by that 14-7 score. Single setback is Picciotti. Double wing. Kenyon wide to the right. Back to pass, under a rush. Throws the ball, got a man wide open. Is that Callahan over there? Yeah, Brian Callahan for the first down.
I'm telling you, Oriole might have made the best play I've seen him make all year. He had a guy, had a beeline on him, and he was able to just sidestep him a little bit, step up in the pocket, and find Callahan in a hook pattern. And that's a huge play. You gotta love Oriole. You just gotta love this kid.
So first down, the ball inside the 25 at the 24-yard line. Brian Callahan playing the game of his life. Tremendous on defense.
Both sides of the ball.
Catch. Absolutely. Super job. 1st and 10. Backs are split and staggered. Handoff goes to Picciotti. Big hole. Cuts it inside the 10. He's going to go in for the score. Central Bucks West within 1.
That whole left side of the line absolutely caved in the Becca defensive line. I mean, Picciotti, except at the end, to almost get tripped up, and there you show that leg strength and that weight training, how it pays off. Just tiptoes into the end zone, and the character of this team, you gotta love it. You just gotta love it.
And now it all falls on the foot of not only Bob Tumley, but on the holder, who is Mike Oriole. He is the backup holder to Phil DiGiacomo. Big extra point. Snap good, the play's good, the kick is up, and we're tied. With 5:45 to go in the 4th quarter, we are tied at 14, and this touchdown brought to you by Holbert Motor Cars on Route 611 in Warrington, Pennsylvania. Score a great deal on a new VW, Porsche, or Audi from Holbert Motor Cars. Since 1954, the Holbert family has been providing the kind of personalized attention that you'd expect to receive from family. Stop in today and tell them Mike Pettin sent you.
Well, I'll tell you, our buddy Dustin Picciotti that time really showed his character. Number 35, you see our Barbling touchdown scoreboard there. You gotta love this, Mike. You gotta love the character of this team. That team was sitting on the 30-yard line, 1st and 10, and that defense made 4 big plays to turn the ball back over to the offense,
exactly
and
right.
The offense turned it around in 4 or 5 plays.
Becca has come up big on so many plays, 4th down plays, boom, stop him, boom, stop him. And they were just as if the Bucks said, hey, look, we got it again, we got to shop it. Now, there's 5:45 to go in regulation. Now the Bucks defense has got to come up big one more time to get the ball back to the offense. Tumley will put it at the 40-yard line. Again, you have to watch out for Eddie Scipio. He's on the far side of the screen at the 10-yard line as part of the triple receivers. He's the guy they got to watch out for. I think they're going to kick it directionally away from him.
Well, he showed up in the back, and now he moved left, and West is going to kick it right.
Tumley kicks it low. He'll kick it down. It'll be taken by one of the backs there at about the 7-yard line. Carrying it out, and we're going to have a flag, and it's going to come back. We have a clip, and it was in front of everybody. So they're going to start way back in their own territory. Matt Steyer took it, but the clip was very evident. The umpires saw it. I saw it. Everybody saw it. It's going to go all the way back to about the 7-yard line. So, the Bucks, who have just tied this game, now will have the Golden Hawks with their back to the end zone, as this will be a half the distance. I'll place it down right at about the 7.5-yard line. Actually, around the 6.5-yard line. It's a clip.
On the return. First down.
And the Bucks are right where they want to be right now.
Well, now you put a lot of pressure on this sophomore quarterback. You can't make a mistake down here now, because this West defense will take advantage.
1st and 10, backs in the eye, board of the quarterback. It's a handoff. It's to Wilson. Wilson breaks through, gets it up to the 10-yard line. Gain of about 3 on the carry. Make it 2nd and 7.
Bobby Bowser and Blumgren in the backfield. Good penetration. Make the trip up Wilson there. He gets about 3 yards. But Becca's got to get themselves out of here. If they go
Becca,
3 and out and they give the ball back to West, that's tough.
And they're kicking against the wind. What the Bucks have got to do here is not get themselves lulled in the fact they're going to run every ball. This kid can throw the ball, and if you get yourself a quick in, you're suddenly looking at the back of a receiver. So you got to be careful on this.
Tight end Mitchell comes out of the game.
Backs are in the eye. D'Angelo split far to the right side. On 2nd down. Back to pass. Oh, he throws the ball. Is it a fumble? They're going to say no. His arm was going forward. His arm was going forward. The Bucks want the fumble recovery, but his arm was definitely going forward on that throw. Well, I'd like to see it as much as anybody else, but it's an incomplete pass.
Well, that's Adam Scholl, number 32, who was in Borda's face, and I'll tell you, that's a tough call because it looked like his hand was coming forward. The thing is, he's lucky. We talked about Borda not making a mistake down here, and here it is on the replay. He's back.
Watch
what
the
a
arm.
Great fake. Look at the pressure by Scholl there.
See, it's coming forward. Now, on the replay, it looked like the ball might have fallen out of his hands before it went forward, but there's not a big argument from the sideline. It appeared the arm was going forward. 3rd down, about 7 yards to go. They have a trips wide left. Now they're going to run a specialty play, and they're going to get the 1st down and then some, and a great play out to the 36-yard line. Again, they got it out. I think that was Scipio. No, it wasn't. Let me take a look and see the number. I think that was Scipio.
It was Scipio. They ran that play before, and West doesn't get enough guy. They actually have 4 guys out here, and there's only 2 guys from West out here. Scipio's got a wall up in front, gets a block, and a great play right here at the end by Blumgren and the safety, James West, to save the touchdown, and that's a huge play for Becca.
4:35 to go in regulation, and now the Becca High has the ball out where they want it. They hand it off to Wilson. He'll get maybe a yard.
Angelo Polina just stands his guy up in the hole there, does a tremendous job to make a play there. That's a great play.
A smart move by Becca High. They had a mismatch on the left side and took a quick count. Did not give West a chance to call timeout, which I think they would have done if they'd had a little more of a chance to get themselves set up for a play like that. But they had the overload. The 2 men went down, blocked perfectly on the play, and that was a great play.
That's the call next time. If they come out in that 4 guy spread out, you got to call timeout. The Scipio can score on that.
Backs are split, wing to the left side. D'Angelo goes into motion. They're going to pass to D'Angelo. He's got the ball. He carries it for 5, maybe 6 yards. Fumbled is out of bounds. He'll be about 2 yards shy of the 1st down. It'll be 3rd and 2. So a nice play there as they did a lateral pass. That'll be considered a run. And D'Angelo beat the man to the sideline, fumbles it out of bounds. They'll get the ball at the 43.5-yard line. They need to get to the 42.5-yard line. They need to get to 45 for a 1st down. There is 3:46 to go in the 4th quarter. We are tied at 14.
Look for pressure here. You look for Ryan Blumgren or Callahan to come hard and try to force them into a 4th down play.
Backs are split on 3rd down. Borda hands the ball to Gregoric, and he will not get the 1st down.
That's Gavin Potter. What a great play. He's down on a down lineman spot. He shoots the gap and is able to get the legs of the back before he's able to get any ground. You got to punt here.
Now watch the fake. Watch the fake. You've got to keep your contain in there. They're far enough out on the field that a fake, the worst thing would happen is give the Bucks the ball at the 40-yard line, and they feel their defense can hold them.
The thing you got to watch here is the double count. You don't want to be drawn off sides here and give them the automatic 1st down. So look for this call on this to be a double count, see if they get them to jump.
Camburn standing back at his own 22-yard line. The snap is good. The kick is going to get away. It's going to be a high, short one. I think Camburn's going to go. He's going to field it. He's going to try and run it. He gets to the 25.
He's out the wall.
To the 30, 40, breaks inside the 50. He's going to go. Dave Camburn, Mr. Excitement, is going to score for Central Bucks West. No flags with 2:47 to go in the 4th quarter. The Bucks are taking the 1st lead of the game.
There was a real late flag at the end of the play. I'm going to guess that it's against Becca, maybe for a personal foul. I'm not sure. But there was a great block in the wall, and Dave Camburn was able to get up there.
Let's see what the call is. We may have been getting a little bit too excited, a little too fast.
That was such a late flag. He was in the end zone when that flag hit the ground.
Let's see what it is. Got a call here.
I think it's personal foul against Becca.
We'll see what it is. Here it comes. Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Unsportsmanlike conduct foul.
Against Becca High. It's going to be a touchdown, I think. Yes!
He pointed to CB West because it was a change of possession, but really it's against Becca. That's a great play by Dave Camburn, and Mr. Excitement's done it all year, Bobby.
Well, I'll tell you what. You see it here. Take a look.
Let's see if we catch the block.
There might have been a clip they might have gotten away with, but I'll tell you.
Angela Polino had the block.
Absolutely buries him to cut him free, and there goes Mr. Excitement. Andrew Elsing with a little bit of a tackle there.
Elsing has the block on Gregoric right there to finish off the play, and it looks like here's what the call is. It was against West, but after the touchdown, so it's going to be marked off on the extra point.
Now this is big. This is going to be a 34-yard extra point. Yeah, they did point to West. My excitement, I made the error. It was unsportsmanlike, but it was after the touchdown. So the snap. This is going to be a big extra point. Snap is low. The kick is high. Is it good? No, I don't think so. No, it's wide to the right. So Becca High has life with 2:47 to go in the fourth quarter. It's a 20-14 lead for the Bucks, and Becca High now, they've got to go off the talented arm of Borda. They have got to get the ball in the end zone, and then wouldn't it be something if Becca High scores and it's put on the foot of Samantha Smith?
Well, I'll tell you what, the thing is, the guy that's been most dangerous today for Becca has been Scipio. Look for them. They get the ball here to come out in that four guys like trip back or trips formation. It's actually four guys out there, and they've thrown the ball and gotten big yardage off. As we talked about it earlier, if they come out in that formation, you got to call timeout or be talking about it over there right now in the huddle as you see the West team over there, because that could be a huge play if they don't defend that.
Well, all the excitement, I watched him point, and I thought he was pointing to Bethlehem Catholic. It was against West. It was unsportsmanlike, but it was after the touchdown. But that unsportsmanlike conduct, let's see if let's hope that for West's sake, it doesn't come back to bite him in the neck, because it cost him the extra point, and it's now 20-14.
And we talked about how big special teams were going to be in the second half. That punt return wall that was formed was a
perfect wall.
And Camburn, to get to it, he had to run 30 yards to get up in that wall, and then the first block by Polina and the finishing block by Elsing. It's a team game. Everybody's got to do their job to make it go.
It all started with doing the right thing, the little things you do. Camburn goes back behind the ball, catches the ball running forward, not standing still, makes a great play, and it's now 20-14 West with their first lead of the game. Short kick. They're going to let it bounce. It's picked up at the 10-yard line by one of the back people. He's brought down at the 15, and who's got that tackle? That's Andrew Elsing on the tackle. Is bringing him down. Scott Silboy on the return would not let him get to the wall. And now they've got to go 84.5 yards, and they got 2:42 to do it, but don't count Becca High out yet.
Again, a lot of pressure here for Borda. Not make a mistake. They have plenty of time, 2:42 to go in the fourth quarter. Look for that trip formation, that spread formation to throw the ball out there to Scipio, or maybe pump off it, because we haven't seen that, and then have somebody fly out of the formation.
West calls a timeout, brought to you by Nat's Pizza and Family Restaurant in Doylestown, Pennsylvania. But they call the timeout a smart timeout.
They're talking about it right.
Set.
Right.
They're going to try trick plays. They're going to be wide. You've got to pick your man up. You've got to make the play. Do not let a receiver get behind you. Worst case scenario, if a receiver gets behind you, tackle him. It's not a spot foul.
Well, the other thing, what they might do is, we haven't seen this, is spread everybody out and then give a little belly play to Gregoric or something off tackle. See if they can get the safety for West to come and move all the way out there on that spread formation and have nobody in the middle of the field. I've seen that happen.
Absolutely.
And even a little quickie pass to your tight end on that to the opposite side, and nobody's there, could be a big play. So
Scipio made the big play for Becca in the first half. Camburn came back and said, now this is how you do it. Scores the touchdown.
He scored.
Well, Scipio's play was a great individual effort. It was a team effort on Camburn. I said, Mr. Excitement all year long. Out of the shotgun now, Borda again. On first down, back to pass, under a rush, throws it, it's complete over the middle. The ball's on the ground. I think West got it. Let's take a look. Central Box West has the ball at the 21-yard line.
Scipio came on a little slant pattern. Elsing, not rushing that time, actually stepped back and got his hands up. We haven't seen a signal yet, so we're trying to see if it's an incomplete and a fumble, or was the ball caught in the air by West. They haven't given. Here it is. Look at the replay.
And Bobby Bowser will land on this football. He was the one to come off the pack. He gets the ball. West gets the ball, and they're giving it to Central Box West. And with 2 minutes and 33 seconds to go, West has the ball on the 22-yard line. And guess who I think is going to carry the ball a bit here?
Well, you've given them the name Pichotti Pike, and everybody was asking last week, where does it start? Well, today it starts on the 21-yard line.
Normally, Pichotti Park will start anywhere between the 20 and the 15. But right now, Route 33 starts on the 21-yard line. There's a timeout called. Let's see what we've got. We've got an official's timeout. What a great game this has been.
2:33 to go.
Absolutely great game.
In this fourth quarter.
Turnovers, absolutely. We talked about it. They have dictated the game today. They have a way of evening themselves out. Guess what? Each team has 3 turnovers for the game. On 1st and 10, Pichotti, the tailback. Double wing formation. Guess who gets it? He gets about 2 yards, but the clock will continue to run until, until Becca High calls a timeout. Let's see what they do. They're calling the timeout. There's 2:24 to go in the fourth quarter.
And Stem is going to walk out and say, look, we need the football. We need you to try to strip it, drag it away. Not like Pichotti has had a little bit of difficulty earlier in the game on some handoffs, but I think he realizes this is a big part of the game. He's going to have pressure on the point of the ball and have it tucked away and just try to get some yards, try to get first downs, and try to eat up what's left of this clock. 2:24.
Becca has 1 timeout left, so if they don't get the first down here, they will still have an opportunity to stop the clock and see if they can hold them there. If they do get the first down after this next play, we have something to tell you about, so hang in there. We have some important news for you. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you what, now we're going to wait. Tommy and I are just a little bit too superstitious on something like this. Let's just hang in there for a few minutes. But hang in. If things go as hopefully planned, we'll have an announcement for you, and you can listen to it. So don't turn off the set just yet. I know you're not, but don't turn it off not just yet. And it's not where Tom will be signing his autograph. So, yeah, I just want you to know that.
Well, the other thing, you know where Pichotti Pike is pointed right now, towards Doylestown.
That's exactly right. Single setback, guess who? On 2nd and 8, it goes to Pichotti. He breaks it outside. He gets 3, he gets 4, he gets 5. He's about 2 yards shy of the first down. And again, Becca High will call their last timeout with 2:16 to go in the fourth quarter. They cannot stop the clock at this point. So the situation is you're definitely in 4-down territory. There's not even a question about it. The ball is at the 15-yard line. They need to get to the 11 to get the first down. So they are 4 yards shy of the first down. It's 3rd down and 4. Again, Tom, I would be stunned, shocked, and absolutely flabbergasted if anybody besides number 33 gets his ball.
Yeah, he's just gonna try to run the ball off tackle. He's probably even gonna tell the guy in the huddle, Nick Daly, Bowser, Matt Carey, I'm running in your hole. I need a first down.
These linemen are so pumped right now.
Right.
They're going to be blasting away. Then, of course, Becca High is going to do everything they can. But I'll tell you what, this line at CB West is pumped and primed and cooking. Let's see what happens. They're going to give the ball. You got to think it's Pichotti. I mean, they've done it all day long. He's got about 130 yards rushing. He and Camburn have been absolutely tremendous, but Orioles come up with some great plays when he's had.
I'll tell you, the 3rd down pass that he made on the play right before Pichotti's touchdown to tie it was a great play by Orioles.
On 3rd down, it goes to Pichotti. He cuts on the right side.
He might score.
He's got the first down. He's in the 5. Central Box West is going to Hershey. They're going to Hershey. Get your cars gassed up now. Get on Route 78. Take it to 81. Get off at the Hershey exit. They're going for number 3 in a row. Pichotti Pike The new route is open up. It's down to the right side, and he steps off the exit in the end zone. It's 26-14. There's 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go in regulation. Let's see if Tumblety tries the extra point, or will they go for 2 here?
Put a fork in him.
They're going to go for 2, I think. He got off the right side. Everybody was stacked in the middle. He cut it to the outside, got a great block to the outside, and danced into the end zone. And the Bucks are going to the state championship. Oriole trying for the 2. Single setback. Polina in motion. Pitch goes to Picciotti. He won't get it, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, and this touchdown again brought to you by Holbert Motor Cars in Warrington, Pennsylvania. And now I think I'll make this little announcement. Sit tight. Just want to get you details for next week's championship game. Unfortunately, we cannot bring you the game. Really, I guess we're out of work for Christmas once again. It's a sad story, but you know, it's the way it goes. You know, you do it all year long, and then suddenly they hand you the pink slip. And they say, Tom, Bob, John, you know, hey, thanks a lot, but go back to your job. I guess I'll just have to get the Santa Claus outfit again, you know? Stand outside Nat's Pizzeria and buy Ventresca's and say, ho, ho, ho. At any rate, the reason is because PCN, the Pennsylvania Cable Network, has bought the exclusive rights for the game. So those of you who have PCN can watch the game live on the channel. But as many of you know, PCN is not carried in the Central Bucks County area. So, Suburban Cable has arranged with PCN to broadcast the game on this channel, TSM channel 24. Keep in mind, folks, it will only be seen one time live as it happens. The game will not be replayed throughout the weekend as we do with our own productions, and tape copies will not be available from TSM. So get those VCRs ready. One-time broadcast next week, Channel 24. If you can't make it to Hershey, PCN has been gracious enough to allow Suburban to put it on their network on Channel 24. We're ready for the kickoff. Tumblety hits it. It's a high, short kickoff, and it's taken and dropped out of bounds. And again, Wilson, in his effort to try and do something, actually cost him about 20 yards because he caught the ball as it was going out of bounds. Instead of getting the ball at the 35, they'll get it at the 15-yard line.
Well, 2:10 to go in the fourth quarter. Bob, you talk about the character of the team. It showed up here in this fourth quarter.
One other thing I have to make very important on this game next week. Kickoff is at 5 o'clock p.m., 5 in the afternoon next Saturday from Hershey. So if you're going, the game starts at 5. If you're taping it, set your tape recorders for about 10:05 or whatever. You'll get the whole game on PCN through Suburban Channel 24. 1st and 10. Back to pass border. Throws. Got a man, but it's a little bit behind him, and it's incomplete. We have 2:06 to go. Still a lot of time to go in this game with 2:06, but again, Becca High out of timeouts, and this crowd here is stunned. They really felt that they had this game. And Tom White, I want to give it to him right here. At halftime, we're all standing around, and the people who are broadcasting the game for Becca High in the next booth are jumping around. Tom has it written in the book. He puts it in the book. He just, with an exclamation point, he goes, West will win. 3 W's. So Tommy White, you are the prognosticator of prognosticators. West coming through. It looks like they're going to Hershey. Back to pass goes forward. Throws the ball. It's dropped on 2nd down. So it'll be a 3rd down and about 10. They still have 2:01 to go. As a pass was intended for John Deeser, but was incomplete.
Bethlehem Catholic, though, Bob. We got to take our hats off to them.
A great team.
Great team. I think they were well prepared for this game. Right down to the last minute. Within 7 minutes, they're up 14-7, and a couple turnovers and some great defense by CV West. But this team was fun to watch, and they're a good football team.
But I'm going to tell you who my star of the game is in a minute. His back to pass goes forward. He steps up out of the pressure. Throws. He's got a man Deeser. It's thrown short, and against the wind, a tough play. You can name a lot of people. Brian Callahan certainly has to be considered the star on the field of this game. Defensively, offensively, making great plays. The normal suspects, you've got Picciotti, who will get about 150 yards rushing today. You got Camburn, Mr. Excitement, with about 80 yards rushing and that electrifying punt return for the touchdown. You got the defense. But you know who my star of the game is? My star of the game is Mike Pettin, and I'll tell you why in a minute. So it's 4th down and 10, and they will punt the ball. At least you think they will. Nobody's deep for West. Nobody's buying the fact that he'll punt, but he does. It's a short punt. It'll just bounce. It'll take a Becca high bounce, and it'll go out of bounds at about the 45-yard line of CB West. I'll tell you why. They went into the locker room down 14-7 in half. They knew, West did, that Becca had the wind in the 3rd quarter. So what they said was, at least in my estimation, hey, look, we can keep Becca off the field and out of that situation we're throwing with the wind, and we can dominate in the 3rd quarter. We'll wear them down, and in the 4th quarter, we can do some good things. We'll have the wind, we'll have the advantage, and that's exactly what happened. The coaching staff won this game for West.
Well, they're the best staff in the state, and that's why they're going back to Hershey for the 3rd time in a row. Let's just say who these guys are. We've watched them all year long. Just a great bunch of coaches. You got Mike Carey, also Billy Tesno, who played here at the school. Guys giving back to their alma mater. Scott Rosen, Randy Cuthbert, Chris Cleland, Joe Schmidt, Brian Rush, Joe Hallman, who does a great job in the weight room. John Radasky, Steve Rose, Mike Stafford, and Frank Naylor, a Wood graduate over here helping out the Wood program and has for years. They're great. I mean, they do all the little things well, and they all add up to good things.
Big round of applause for Gregoric as he goes off the field, and let's hand some kudos out there. Gregoric, tremendous job. I mean, just offensively and defensively. Dave Wilson, a wonderful job as well. Borda, who will be back. You got a feeling he's going to wind up on the field at Hershey one of these days in the next 2 years. He's just got a tremendous sense of where he is on the field. Mark Borda, a wonderful job. Becca High, Eddie Scipio, absolutely electrifying the crowd with some great runs, some great job. They played a great game. They gave, without question, the Bucks the toughest game they've had probably since the Central Dauphin game.
No doubt.
Including North Penn. And North Penn certainly gave them every bit that they wanted. But this team had them on the ropes for 3 quarters, as West will call their final timeout. We have right now 26 seconds to go. They'll snap the ball, and then they'll get in their buses and get ready to go to Hershey next week. But you just go back to it, and you'll always hand out the heroes. As I say, the on-field star of this game to me today is Brian Callahan.
Had a great game. Big plays on 3rd down, both sides of the football, and we've said it, we'll say it now, we'll say it when we close this thing. Defense wins championships. They were losing 14-7 at halftime. If you look on the board, there's only still 14 points for Becca High on the board. That's defense.
And there's other things. Doing the little things right. Now, they got stopped twice on 4th and shorts. West never gets stopped on that. Did they quit? No. They said, hey, look, we took the ball all the way down. We're dominating this half. The statistics in the second half are going to be monstrous for West as opposed to Becca High. Takes the knee. The clock will continue to run. They cannot stop it. So, folks, for the 3rd straight year, I am telling you that Central Bucks West is the PIAA Quad A Eastern Champions. They will take their 14-0 record out to Chocolatetown, USA, Hershey, Pennsylvania next Saturday, and they will face Erie Cathedral Prep, another great team, which may give them more of a struggle than Becca High did for the state championship, for all the marbles. You're looking at them in the middle of the field. You're Eastern champions, and going for their 3rd straight championship, the mighty Bucks of Central Bucks West. The teams meet in the middle of the field. John Price, you have something on the side. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's take a break. Hold on.
P or a D? A Q, perhaps? Or a B? I am dyslexia, and millions of kids struggle with me every time they read. Call now to help your child manage his learning disability. There's no reason to be held back.
The sun beginning to set on a beautiful late fall day in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, on the campus of Lehigh University at Goodman Stadium, as the Central Bucks West Mighty Bucks have defeated Bethlehem Catholic by a 26-14 score, permitting them to go for an unprecedented third consecutive state championship next week against Erie Cathedral. Tom White, second half, all Central Bucks West.
Well, defense does it, and they just made big plays. I think about that sequence where Becca had a chance after a big play. They have 1st and 10 on West 30-yard lines, and in 30-yard line in 4 plays did not allow them a positive yard. Actually, on the last play, forced a fumble and took the ball the rest of the way for a touchdown. Just the character of this team, so focused and so confident that they could win this football game.
Well, you know, the great teams adjust at halftime. They make the adjustments they need to.
Yeah, Dusty!
Becca High ran a couple of specialty plays. They knew, I mean, the Bucks knew in the first half that both Becca High scores were set up by field position and unusual plays. The punt return, which was kind of a fluke on the fact that you had a defender fall down, a great run by Scipio set up the 1 touchdown. And they had a couple other ones. Right now, Bobby Bowser's with John Price. John, what you got with Bobby?
Bob and Tom, I've got lineman extraordinaire Bobby Bowser down here on the sideline with me. He's had a great year all year long. Today, though, was a little bit of a different flow of the game. Was this your toughest challenge?
They were a great team. I give them a lot of credit. They put us down at halftime. We're not usually used to that. We knew we had to come out in the second half and start putting a beating on them.
What was your halftime locker room like?
A lot of people were down, but we got each other up. We got each other excited for the second half. We knew if we played CBW Football, we'd be able to come back and win it.
What was going through your head when you saw Camburn going down the sideline?
That was a great moment. I didn't even know what I was thinking. I was just jumping up and down. It was probably the greatest moment so far this year.
All right, Bob, best of luck. Congratulations. Good luck next week. Thanks a lot. Back up to you guys.
Great job, John, and with good move to get one of the key guys on the line, Bobby Bowser, has played tremendously on the offensive and defensive line, comes up with that big fumble late in the game to set up the final touchdown. You know, we give a lot of credit to the defensive and offensive lines, but it's always good to continue that because these are the unsung heroes of these teams.
Wait, the one thing we got to point out here, a guy like Bobby Bowser, he's a senior. He's been in this program. He hasn't lost a game. He's 44-0, and as you say, he doesn't see his name in the paper every week. It's Camburn and DiGiacomo and Oriole and Paciotti, and he understands it. You as a lineman, you have a lot of fun doing other things as part of the team. But here's a guy that is such an integral part, and I think he's really stepped it up the last 2 weeks on both offense and defensive sides of the ball, and they need him big time next week.
Right now, John has the big man, Mike Carey, in the field. John, take it away.
Assistant head coach Mike Carey down here on the field after this unbelievable victory. Coach, you guys certainly didn't make it easy on yourselves.
You know, there was times during the game that I just, I didn't think we would be able to come through. And, to the effort of the players, and we stuck in there. We stuck with our game plan. We decided at halftime we were going to run the ball at them, and we were fumbling, and I don't remember ever going fourth in a yard here at West and not being able to get it on 2 downs or 2 tries. That's a credit to their defense. Our defense really stepped it up. We had guys playing injured, and just a great moment in West history.
I can't remember a time when their field conditions weren't warranting all the fumbling, but both sides had a problem hanging on to the ball. Any explanation?
Yeah, the intensity of the hitting. I mean, if you're on the sideline, John, it was parallel to Division I hitting contest, and both teams knew what were at stake. You had huge bodies on the field and a lot of great players that were teeing off on each other, and you know, I think the game got close to the best as it went on. Obviously, at the end they had a throw, but fullback, running back off tackle, and when Pachotti's getting the ball and you got 10 guys keying on him, I thought the offensive line really brought it at the end, though. We had some gaping holes. And
did you do anything different at half to come out in the second half and try to dominate a little bit more?
Defensively, we did nothing different at all. Offensively, we got our game plan and went from about 40 plays down to about 9. And they were basically, off tackle, our buck where we faked to Pachotti one side and Camber on the other side. You saw him hit it for about 20 yards. And then our wide and our pitch to Pachotti. And we knew, our linemen were telling us at halftime, we can run on these guys. And we just felt that, hey, we were down. Our guys were like, we had lost the game at halftime. So we knew if we came back and we could stop them. And then we lost the 2 first downs. And what a credit to these guys. They're stick-to-itness.
Was it just me? But leading up to the game this week, it seemed like there was a lot of comments going on from maybe the opposition side as far as commenting on you guys.
Well, I think the big perception up here in the Lehigh Valley is that their football is the toughest brand of football. And, we feel our league in the Power 10 is the toughest league in the state. We watched them on film. Yeah, they traveled and went to St. Ignatius and Moeller. Their league isn't as tough as our league. Those 2 teams are great. We looked at them on film. We knew it was going to be smash mouth and whatever team was standing at the end. We told our guys it would not come about in the first, second, and third quarter. You'd win this game in the fourth quarter. And God, I'm so happy for these guys to be able to enjoy this moment, and for the newcomers that haven't been involved in the last couple of years.
Well, congratulations, Coach, on a great season to this point, and best of luck with Erie next week.
Thank you very much.
Back up to you guys.
Good job, John Price. And, of course, this post-game show is brought to you by the Intelligencer Record. For complete game coverage, including game stats and photos, read the Intelligencer this Sunday. For home delivery, call 215-345-3020. You see a spectacular sunset over the hills, the foothills of the Poconos, I guess you might say, in the Lehigh Valley. Tom, I thought the key play of the second half offensively, right after they made that sack and the fumble recovery on that 4th down play, they were down 14-7. You forget with this final score that it was 14-7 until there was about 7 minutes to go in this football game. The first play, they pitched to Camber. He goes around the left side, and it was so wide open, I could have gotten 10 yards running as slowly as I do. Camber got about 17, 18 yards, and from there, it was just blow-em-out football.
Yeah, Mike said it there at the end. The offensive line had confidence. They knew they could run the ball on this team, and they did it very well at the end. But the big punt return, obviously a big play, but it comes back to what we've been saying all year. Defense, defense, defense. And their defense just showed up again in the second half, and they won this football game.
Absolutely. The defense stayed with them. It was 14-7. It looked like Becca High was going to take off in the second half. Just shut them completely down. Right now, John Price has Angelo Polino on the field. John, take it away.
Stellar D lineman and also wingback extraordinaire Angelo Polino on the field with me. Angelo, this was a big game. I mean, there were some nasty bruises. You can see if you turn your cheek some of the effects of the battle down there. What was it like against Bethlehem Catholic? Was Wilson that tough? Were these guys really bringing it like you haven't seen?
Yeah, the first quarter was kind of tough because they were bigger than us, and we just had to come out on top of our game, or this thing would have got away from us. Luckily our defense came to play today, and we, for the most part, we shut down their running game, and defense was challenged earlier in the week, and I think that our whole defense as a group did a really great job today.
I've watched you all season long. Technically speaking, you've probably done some greater things than this, but my favorite Angelo Polino play is when you picked up the fumble. You looked like you knew exactly what you were doing with it.
Yeah, well, this goes back to sort of a couple years ago where in the same game against Central Dolphin, Mario caught like a pass that saved the game, and I felt like I did sort of like the same thing and like change the momentum of the game around, because our team, I felt, came out like a little bit flat, and a big play like that always sparks up your team and switches the momentum of the game. And I mean, I got to, like, basically thank God for that, you know, because, you know, that's just something that's, like, basically like a miracle, you know. So.
Well, you were there at the right place at the right time, and you have been all season long, so give yourself some credit, Angelo. Congratulations. Best of luck next week.
Thank you.
Back up to you guys.
Good job, John. Of course, the Mario he's talking about, Mario Polina, and he brings back memories. Central Dauphin with the lead, a big fourth down pass, and there's Mario Polina hauling it, a huge reception to get them right back in that ball game. Brother Angelo picks up a fumble to put them right back in the ball game this year. The Polina family can be very, very proud of what their boys have accomplished.
Well, you know, what a great game. It's all excitement. You got to get back on this bus, and tomorrow the West coaching staff will be watching films of the Erie Cathedral prep game against Woodland Hills last night, which was 27-23. This is an outstanding team. They bring in All-Stater Charles Rush, who is a All-State linebacker. They got a running back, Damon Sanders, who has missed half of the season, and he's an All-State Division I back. And also Jawan Walker, he's had over 1,000 yards. And their quarterback, Eric Carlson, a good player.
John Price, what do you have for us?
Appreciate Coach Penn down here on the field. Coach, you guys battled back when it seemed like it couldn't be done.
Like Central Dauphin, you know, it shouldn't have been like this. You know, these fumbles are just tearing me up. The kids don't like them. They're not trying to do them. And then I'm disappointed with one phase. You know, people keep saying you got a great defense compared. Now we got to play better pass defense. I mean, that kid's a good passer, but some of those balls were just hanging up there to be taken, and, you know, our guys aren't moving on the ball. So, you know, all I can do as a coach is keep working on it and challenging the kids. I'm sure the scouts from Erie Cathedral are, you know, going to put it in the air, but, you know, we got some guys that hopefully are on a mission, so long as they don't assume that, you know, it's an automatic. I told them before the game they got to make it happen, and for a while I didn't think they wanted to make it happen that much.
Well, Camborne's kind of a nice special teams threat for you, like number of ways, punting and also obviously returning that kick down the sideline.
Camborne was, you know, and that is the best looking wall I've seen in my career here. You know?
You saw it immediately, didn't you?
Give credit to Joe Schmidt, because I've been on his case. His linemen haven't set up a wall very well all year. But that was a thing of beauty. I mean, that's how you put up the X's and O's. Our guys were lined up and throwing blocks all the way. And then Camborne, he made a move. I don't know who was left. Gregoric, I guess. He made a move on him.
Coach, with the go-ahead touchdown, did you run a tight end delay there leading into the Picciotti sweep off the left side?
I don't think it worked out.
Okay. That was actually a recommendation of your son from the sideline.
Throwback curl.
Oh, okay.
We did a little more drop back because they were bringing off the corner when we sprinted out. So, you know, I thought Oriole, he threw that one bad one, but hey, he made some key throws, and you know, the whole team deserves a lot of credit. You know.
Well, go and enjoy it, Coach. I really appreciate your time. Congratulations. Best of luck. Back up to you guys.
Great job, John. And, you know, a great coach will always see a rainbow and say, hey, look, everybody else says, look at the beautiful rainbow. The good coach sits there and says, no, it's raining. You know, he looks and he says, oh, man, we just had bad, the pass defense was, you know.
He knows he has one more game.
He's got one more game, and that game will be next Saturday at 5 p.m. And a reminder, once again, it will be broadcast on PCN, Pennsylvania Cable Network. But those of you in Central Bucks who can't make it to the game, do not worry. It will be on Suburban Channel 24 at 5 p.m. next Saturday, but it will not be repeated. So get your VCRs running. You guys on the football team who are watching this game right now, get your VCRs set and get ready to go. As the Bucks go to Hershey to go for their third consecutive and fourth overall Pennsylvania PIAA Quad A State Championship. It will be next Saturday at 5 p.m. from Hershey, Pennsylvania. So we've come to the end of a great game, a game that saw Central Bucks West score 3 unanswered touchdowns in the final 8 minutes of the football game to overcome a 14-7 deficit and defeat Bethlehem Catholic High School by a 26-14 score. For the whole crew of TSM, from our director, from Tom Brunt, Lee Wolf, everybody right on down to John Price, Tom White, want to thank you all. If we don't see you, have the greatest holiday ever. Enjoy yourself. Have a wonderful year. And Y2K, we'll all see you again real soon. So, it's off to Hershey. Go get them, Bucks. Mighty Bucks. 2-time state champion. Hope it's the 3rd time now. For everybody, I'm Bob Friedman. Have a great holiday, and we'll see you at the big game. Goodbye, everybody.